Hi, everybody. What a song. I love that song. But it's so funny because it really takes you on a story of a cheater and another cheater. And then all of a sudden you realize the two cheaters are married to each other. And you're like, okay, on what planet? But it's a great song. Hey, Rainbow. Hi, Kirsten. Pippi. Hello. Sweet Potato. Hi. Hey, Black Roses. So, a lot of you guys, well, of the people that are here, I'm sure some of you already know this story, but I didn't. And so I've been in a wormhole for a few days watching a bunch of these videos, and I have stuff to say. So, um, who in here watches? I guess it's considered the true crime community. Hey, Julie. Does anybody watch, I guess, Dolly Vision in particular? Yes, we are going to discuss Dolly Vision today for those. That's why, like, anybody who watches true crime, this is probably old news, even though some of it's as recent as the other day. But uh, I guess this creator, Dolly Vision, is a true crime channel for those who may not know. And a little background on him that I learned just while trying to figure out how in the hell old this man child is. One of the things I learned about him is back in 2022, he was arrested outside of the home, was outside the home of a child who had been unalived, along with Bullhorn Betty and Molly Golightly. So I never got into the true crime or the trauma communities. Black Rose is great, then you might be a whole lot of help and information on this. So I never followed them, but years ago, hey E, I ordered my pizza. It's gonna be here in like 30 or 40 minutes. I don't know. It's on its way. I just needed to have a plan because I was getting really hungry. And so if I went live and I didn't have a plan, I'd be in trouble. Do you remember that, Black Roses? Yeah, Pippi did too. And just the little bit I read of it without even the exact details was disgusting. And I knew that Molly Golightly and Bullhorn Betty were both known for that type of picketing and disruption in, people's neighborhoods. A cheese pizza. I am a cheese girl. And they also have the best chocolate chip cookies, so I got one of those too. So, years ago, back when I very first started coming around YouTube, I was splitting my time between the 90 Day People and Anti KJ, mainly over in Charlotte's chat when, the lawsuits and stuff were going on. And so PJ was one of the people in the community. And I didn't like PJ at first, and then something happened. We got into a big fight, and then we got along really well after that. And I liked her a lot. She was going through a horrible divorce. It devastated her. And then we lost touch. And last I had heard, she had have a good night, Julie. Last I had heard, she had hooked up with this Dolly Vision guy. And again, I didn't really know anything about him, but I'm just like, oh, good, she's in love. That's amazing. Apparently, I did cheat on Big Macs with pizza. You're right, Maria. Because only Maria would have an account with that name on it. And also, only Maria would be that unoriginal. Anyway, you guys know what to do with that, mods. I should not let that distract me. Oh my gosh, so I will not, Pippi. And Maria, thank you for watching. If you don't mind hitting the dislike button on your way out, please, thanks. Hey, Ms. Liability. Yes, and now they are engaged. And I guess since they've been together, last year maybe it came out that Bullhorn Betty had slept with Dolly. Now, Black Roses, was this before him and PJ got together? Or because I guess on PJ's timeline they were together, I think, and we're gonna listen to it. We're gonna listen to Paper Cut Tina, we're gonna listen to PJ, and then hopefully we've got some time for Sierra also. This might take us a couple of days because there is a lot of content and there's like juiciness. Some of the content repeats, but then there's new morsels of juiciness, and then just hearing it all together, it's just crazy. Hey, Stevie Lee. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're back. So, yeah, so anyway, PJ and I lost touch because she went her way, I went mine, kind of full into 90 Day at that point, and Anti KJ was making their way around the true crime, Krama, and us, and kind of finding their way around to new places. Yeah, I can give you faces absolutely of all of these people. For sure, because it is going to help to have faces. I know that Dolly and Bullhorn had shared some intimate adult time together. I don't know if that was one date, more than one date. Yep, Sweet Potato, Flava. I subbed to Flavor, but I never watched because I just really don't get into all their drama. But because I subbed to her, I saw PJ in the title, and then that made me listen to Flavor play the Paper Cut Tina, and then I went down the wormhole from there and had to try to find some more content about this, and I did. Dolly Vision is a man, and his real name is Jimmy. You will hear them refer to Dolly as Jimmy as we go on. Yes. Yeah, we're starting with Paper Cut Tina Black Roses. I was going to start in the order I watched them, but no, I'll start with Paper Cut's first video she did a few days ago. Paper Cut Tina has done 3 videos on her own, and then she went on to Sierra Queen Pin Clark's channel last night, and oh boy, was some of that interesting. Yeah, oh, you're right, Sweet Potato, they are. And the whole PJ of it all, and then I started digging into it, and I thought, you know what? This is kind of juicy. I never watched Turtle Island. Was it a scam? Yeah, you know what? I think I subbed to Dolly when I first heard about Turtle Island, but never actually went and watched it, and then I eventually just unsubbed. So that's why the people are talking about saying that the uncle lives with PJ and him and all this different stuff, which I don't believe that this person does, but that would make sense why people are talking about that. Kendra, I knew you would. I'm so glad you're here. E and I were talking about it earlier. I was telling E some of the stuff about it. And I was like, yeah, I bet Kendra knows all about this stuff. Because I know you delve into them. And I knew Pippi would know. And I'm glad to see that other people know. Because, yeah, I don't know any of this other than I just knew PJ from so long ago. And PJ's definitely hot-headed. She's honest. PJ, way back then, and I cannot believe now PJ has 10,000 subs. Now, I'm sure it's because people have gotten to know her through Dolly Vision. And he's such a huge content creator that definitely helped her get subs. Um, but before she got to 1,000, back in the days when YouTube made you have to get 1,000, yep, Christoph, you do know PJ. So does Kirsten. Not that Lauren Marie might also, I'm not sure. Oh, okay. But yeah, so PJ went and bought subscribers. And then PJ absolutely back then, and she even mentioned it. I watched her stream too, and I've got a copy of that to play. But PJ even mentioned about how she just always is too honest. She will tell on herself no matter what. And oh, cool, Gypsy. And so you guys, I'm sure you guys remember the subs that she bought. And how it ended up, YouTube snatched those subs right away from her that she bought. She said she bought 100 of them, and then they snatched them right from her. She went live and she talked about it, and I found her honesty so refreshing that it was like from that moment on, of her admitting that she had done that and not trying to, pussyfoot around it and be like, no, you guys, I didn't do that, blah, blah, blah. She full on owned it. She full on owned it, and because one thing about PJ is she's always been truthful from what I've seen. What PJ had said back then is she had been trying this for so long. And I remember even, and this was in 2021, back then she even had a Patreon. So 5 years ago, she had a Patreon then, and I was never part of the Patreon. But she had like a little network of people, and she wanted so badly to get to 1,000. And I don't know how long she'd been trying, but she said, she just couldn't wait any longer and let it get the best of her. So she did it, and then instantly regretted it because YouTube instantly took them right back from her. And like 2 or 3 months later, she did hit 1,000 subs organically, and now she's at 10,000. So yeah. But yeah, like I said, then we all, we went our ways, and I hadn't really thought much about her over the years, unless I'd heard Dolly Vision's name, and then just, I hope they're happy. Hope she's good. I'm glad she found somebody to love. But apparently, Dolly Vision is a man child. Seems to be addicted to cheating, and seems to have fooled a whole bunch of people, are the impressions that I'm getting. Hey, allegedly. I am. I hope you are too. So I'm going to start with, I'm not prepared. Oh, that's right, she didn't. I wasn't wild about Dottie either, but that's because I fell into the hype, Christoph. I honestly don't think I had a really good reason to like or dislike Dottie, because I don't remember much about her now. Just that I was on the side of people who didn't like her, but I don't know why. Okay, let's see. What do I want to start with? Gina, let me pull her up first. Okay, let me show the screen. Whoops, I gotta turn that off for a sec. Okay, so this is Paper Cut Tina. I want to show. Here we go. I think this is the first one we're going to watch. Yes. So, see if you guys can get that. She actually got her hair cut, she said. But this is Paper Cut Tina right here in the gray, looking like she's, I guess, dancing or posing. And what Paper Cut Tina was known for was going on Dolly Vision's channel years ago, back in like 2021. She is. Does not surprise me at all, Gypsy. At all. Yeah. And it sounds like she is, and it sounds like a lot of those people feel the same way. So, can you guys even see that? Let me try to make it bigger. Go to the far left. She's wearing like gray. That's Paper Cut Tina. Now, Paper Cut Tina, you are not going to believe this, but she has an amazing body, and this woman, when her rendezvous happened with Dolly Vision, when it happened with Jimmy, she was 61 years old. She is now 64 years old. I might sound like I'm age shaming as we go through this, but I'm not, because I'm an old woman too. I'm 56 years old. I think we are in the latter part of our lives. I don't think I'll live to be 100, so I think I'm probably in the last third of my life, God willing. She might be in the second half of her life. How fit she looks, she might live to be 100. But, she's like almost 65 years old at this point and was 61 when she met him. And I think that's important because I do feel like as we get older as women, I cannot figure out how old Jimmy is. If anybody knows how old Dolly Vision Jimmy is, please type it in the chat. But, his other person, Sierra, she seems to be a lot younger, but I'm not sure how old she is either. And at first I thought she might be in her 20s, but mentally, she seems more mature when it comes to players than Paper Cut Tina. Let me show you guys what he looks like. Oh, it wasn't here, actually. And let me do this too. How did I find it? What was his last name? Walker? Williams. 51. He's 51? He's 51. Okay, it's not the looks that surprise me. It's how these women talk about him being too young to get married. He's 51? Holy crap, he's 51. And Paper Cut Tina thinks he's just too young to get married right now. It's one of the reasons he'll never marry PJ, because he's just too young to get married. This man's 51? Thank you, Gypsy. I'm trying to find, let me see, Jimmy Williams. I'm trying to find his mugshot that I saw earlier. Williams. Shot. Why isn't this just coming up for me? Because it really just needs to. Are you kidding me? You came up because you're Yahoo. Why are you Yahoo and not Google? How'd you go and change on my computer? Ugh. Okay, well, forget the mugshot because I am not liking my Yahoo search bar at all. It's annoying the crap out of me. Let me go back to this. Let's see. Let's find another. Here we go. There's another one. And we're going to get back to this video. Well, it was listed as one of her many, many reasons why he will never marry PJ. I mean, 51 and too young. What? She's in love with him. This all stems back from like 2021 and 2022. All right, so you've seen what Paper Cut Tina and what he looks like. You guys know what PJ looks like. Most of you, it seems like, in here. So let me go back to the video that I was gonna start with.
It's called Voices by Patrick Patricios. I didn't heart, and then I just typed "Be Real."
Oh wait, let's go to. So let's see.
I wanted to play it because
So she starts off like almost a week ago. This woman starts off playing, I guess, all of her messages that she shared between her and Dolly Vision way back when. So we're just going to listen to this live, and I'm just going to do some commentating about what I think about the situation. And she's got another live after this. Actually, let me check, because one of these, I think it was this one where she said she loved him. And that was really important to hear. So before, because I could just go straight to the other one to save time. But Control F. Okay, this is what we'll do. We will start where she comes and turns the computer and starts reading these.
that would be great if you could meet me on my.
So
You will get
what they're talking about, I guess I also need to give a little bit of background. Hey, Chantal. Is I guess this Paper Cut Tina was supposed to meet a bunch of people for his birthday in October, but the birthday didn't happen. She was still going, and I guess she's reading the text messages between her and Dolly Vision because he had been flirting with her, and I guess he still wanted her to come see him. So that's what we are listening to, just to give you a little insight.
Meet me. I said, just you? He said,
Where we
IDK.
go, wait. Right here.
Megan
That's right. These are
Keisha.
important too, because she also has a lot of. She says a whole lot. She has a lot of excuses for him and PJ not being together. And finally, last night on Sierra's, she finally said the one thing that made sense, that the fact of the matter was they had only been together 3 months officially, and she didn't care. She wanted to explore if there was anything between her and him. But she just said a whole bunch of other things before she finally said that last night on Sierra's channel. Yes, this is the 60-year-old.
Set a thumbs up. I'm going to meet you both at the pier or somewhere. I'm trying to get an idea of what to expect.
So she's talking about when she flies in, how she wants to meet him, where they're going to meet, and she wants to know if PJ's going to be there, what she should expect. So right off the bat, she knows enough to know that PJ could be there with him, that they are that together.
I forwarded a message from his page. You will get to meet me. I said, just you? He said, IDK. Does she work on Mondays? He said, yes. You can see the you forwarded message. God. This is what I was reading from yesterday and why it took so long. That would be great if you could meet me on my, whatever the hell it said.
Her screen.
People that don't have tremors are lucky.
Because she's got tremors and has trouble for a little while holding up the computer. I guess it keeps going black on her. Yeah, these messages are from years ago, but she's bringing them up now. Because I guess...
Okay. It happened again. Sorry.
What I can gather is that maybe PJ is doubting the way things went down with them, and she's feeling like she has to prove that she actually did meet up with him. And I believe that's what brought this on. Is that now in 2026, she's trying to prove, I guess, again, or I don't know.
I also thought it would be much bigger on this screen. It's big on this iPad. I have it the long way. That would be great if I could. Okay, it happened again. I'm just going to start from the beginning and read it quicker. Damn it. Is that a thumb?
Guys will lie, and this man is lying to all of these women, including PJ. But he's got these women so freaking snowed. Like, it's crazy.
Up, I'm going to meet you at the pier or somewhere. I'm trying to get an idea of what to expect. You will get to meet me, just you. I don't know. Does she work on Mondays? Yes. It would be great if I could meet you at my room in the morning before I have to head to the airport in the afternoon. We could have a Coke, among other things. So this was when, I didn't know if it was just him and her or what. So I thought, okay, just have a soda or something, right?
A soda and what?
Noon, we could have a Coke, among other things. So
okay, right there, a Coke among other things. She already is trying to say that she didn't think they were together. She wasn't sure. But the first thing she's asking is if PJ's going to be there with her. And then she hints around, well, we can have a Coke and other things. What are the other things if PJ's showing up? I mean, but you're trying to act like this is innocent.
I didn't know if it was just him and her or what. So I thought, okay, just have a soda
and
or
other
something,
things,
right?
Oh, I need to speed her up a little bit.
Okay, like you said, we'll see what happens. The only way. Oh, God. Just a minute. I don't care if people are laughing at my setup either.
Poke and a poke.
We'll see what happens. I'll be able to get in touch with you in here on Messenger unless you buy a burner phone. Because I had heard of those.
So now this man, Gamecock Jenny, thank you so much for being a member for, holy crap, 13 months. Hello and thank you. Right, he sure did, Gypsy. So now this man is buying her a burner phone, and he also bought Sierra a burner phone, and hopefully we will get to Sierra at some point, but there is so much with this paper cut Tina. But this man is now buying her a burner phone. Why would a man buy a woman a burner phone unless he doesn't want to get busted cheating, and he doesn't, in case, his girlfriend looks at his IG or his other messages, in case she's got, his phone passwords and stuff like that? Could that be why he buys anybody he's shacking up with or has shacked up with burner phones? Sounds like they had been official for 3 months, according to what PJ said in her live, which I'll definitely be playing at some point here. And 2 lives from this live, 1 other live, and then PJ's.
Did before, but anyway. Happiest birthday, Jimmy. I could make it even happier this weekend. Hey, I'm leaving in a couple hours for the shuttle to my flight tonight about 9 p.m. For some reason, I'm very relaxed. Made sure I was getting enough sleep this week. Say a prayer for me, Jimmy. See you later. Hugs. He says, when you land. I said, hi, land at 8:26 a.m. Friday. Are you going to be there? Maybe. Wishful thinking. Okay.
So she's talking about when she lands on Friday. It sounds like really early in the day. And she's hoping that he'll pick her up from the airport. And Gypsy, apparently all these women are dropping their panties for this man. All of them. I mean, clearly not the women in this room that, have half a fucking brain, but Rainbow, keep asking questions. If you don't know any of this, then you gotta ask.
I didn't think he was going to be at the dang airport, that's for sure. I'm excited and anxious. I'm going to take an Ativan before boarding. Since you're here, Jimmy, does PJ know I'm coming? Yes or no, pretty please, so I can mentally prepare. When I asked you before, I didn't know which part of my message you were.
More clues that she knows that him and PJ are a couple. Why are you asking? First, you want to know if she's going to be meeting you. Now, does she even know? It just.
Coming up. That's why I'm asking again. You don't know if she knows? Interesting. It's mum's the word on my end. I forwarded the message from Jimmy's page. I will be free in the morning. I'm hanging out at D9 Gate at SeaTac. That's incredible news. Could you meet me at the airport? Does anybody know you're coming? That's what he said. See the forwarded message? Words, and I said, Maria G, because she paid for my lodging. Oh, no, I had to, because Maria paid for my lodging. She'll never ever say a word. It will never be known. I don't tell a soul. That's what he said. He probably meant to put, you don't tell a soul. I had no choice in lodging, but I don't even have to let them know. If I saw you, they just know I'm experiencing the beach. I would never mess anything up for you, ever. PJ makes me a tad nervous, I said. I needed a vacation anyway. You'd be the icing on the cake. What time you land, he says. I'm only free till 3. Oh my God, I'm boarding now. Holy shit. You get a layover anywhere, he said. I arrive Charlotte at 5 a.m. My flight leaves, whatever. I'm boarding with group 8 in 20 minutes. Forwarded message, what you got on? And I said, the things I do for you, wink emoji. I'm wearing jeans, flannel, red and black tank top with a flannel shirt over it, red sandals, and I have pigtails. Are you literally meeting me at the airport, Jimmy? There it is. Whoops, right there, Y-E-A. That's how he talks. Yeah. I said, oh my God, with all these G's. Okay, I'm going on now. Say a prayer for me. He goes, Kay, you're going to be fine. What are you wearing? Or no, not what are you wearing? I can't remember now what it said there. Something, he said, name the last plane that...
Stevie Lee, I thought the exact same thing.
that crashed. You can't. And, he's right. And I asked him what he was wearing. He said black hat, black pants. He had on black, what are those called? Just those pants people wear. Not slacks, not jeans, but I can't even think of the word. Yeah. North Carolina. Then I said, I'm in Charlotte. He said, North Carolina. Then I said, I'm in Charlotte. He said, cool. I said, how long before you leave? I said, I leave at 7:14. What time can you, check-in room? That's what he said. You forwarded the message, see it above it? I said, check-in is at 3 p.m. Is there a lake or beach near?
Because, Rainbow, women always have needs, no matter how old we get. Jeez.
Bye. He said, yeah. He said, damn, I'm only free till 3. I may be able to get in my room at 2 p.m. You need to leave at 3 or be back by 3. He said, leave. He said, leave by. I said, that's okay. I'm so grateful. If you could have one of those days to yourself so we could hang out again. Maybe you could bring me to the airport. You could come visit my room in the AM first. He said, K, if you see the little teeny K on top. Again, you guys will have to zero in somehow. Maybe I can check in by 2 and we'll have an hour or so romping. If you're interested. He said, in my car. I was thinking
an hour or so of romping if you're interested. If you like pina coladas.
that on the plane, LOL. I said, you're making me hot. Oh my God. Anyway, more. I said, I want to put my swimsuit on in your car and hang out at a nearby lake and then check in with you at 2 p.m. Then hop into the bed with you. So, see, I got it all planned out, LOL. God, I wish I'd stop moving. He talks about rubbing it in the car. I said, oh God, I can't hardly read it from here. The room is already ahead of time, won't be together, something, but I'm okay. Would be going back to sleep for an hour, he says. You forwarded a message above, and I said something or other, I don't know. I said, yes, I'm here. I'm about to pull up to the American now. He says, walk outside. And then he says, you forwarded a message. So I'm at front doors, he said.
Hi, Days. Oh gosh, it's a whole thing from another community I'm talking about. Cheaters. Talking about cheaters. Yeah, good gossip that does not affect anybody here.
He says, see all these forwarded messages? Look for the sign that says 3 when you get outside. I will try to get to something. I gave him my phone number, and I don't care if people have it because it's no longer my phone number because I couldn't find him. So I typed in my iPad my phone number really fast. He said, oh, Lord, when I told him later on, this is after we were able to meet each other, etc. He goes, oh, Lord, you see the forwarded message right there. I'm not lying about that Rastafarian guy. So that's that there. Okay, and I'm telling you right now, I wasn't going to do this. Like, no way. This is kind of over the top for me. Not kind of, it is over the top. This is way after I got back quite a few months ago. But quite a few months after the trip I made, you all can take your own dang screenshots of that. I'll let that sit there a little while. It's Jimmy Jams. This is the burner phone number, I guess. 757-618-9719. He says, only hit me up at number.
So after their rendezvous, they meet up, they have all this fun, and now he's sending her a burner phone like, hey, well, this is PJ's fiance, who is a cheater man-child, and that's what we're talking about. I thought you might. I know you've been around for a long time. I mean, any man that sends you a burner phone, it's not because you're special. It's just not. You either like are a drug dealer or a person you're sleeping with. So we're listening to somebody named Papercut Tina, who slept with him about 3 months into when PJ and him became official, I believe. How she describes it, they became official in December, and this happened the following March.
I said, I don't know what the hell I said. And, I said no more Messenger. He said nah. NAW. Yeah. Saying I never met him. Fucking bullshit. And she can go ahead and continue to wear her tiara, try to make herself feel better, and all this kind of stuff. But she hated me clear back, and I mean hated me, when I was up on his panels. And I didn't know this. Maria G and I were always good friends. I think PJ used Maria.
Okay, my pizza just got here. I'm gonna grab a slice, but I'm gonna press play while I walk in the kitchen real quick. While I cheat on those Big Macs, Maria. She's so stupid.
G to get to and through other people, not just me. And after she typed me this big long letter saying, because she thought I would respond on Messenger about not going. She's the one that told me not to go to Tennessee. Jimmy never said that, and I can say that on wherever my mom and sister's graves are. I can, and my father. And she typed me a big long letter, and there were different things in it, like we are 10,000% together. I don't want you to be embarrassed or feel awkward. Do not come. Something like, I haven't heard back from you. I don't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And that was after she kept trying to get me on Messenger. She tried calling me, everything. And I just flat ignored her. And wasn't even in the chat during that time. So yeah. So there it is, folks. And I said, I'll call when you're not live. And he says, text number only. Okay? That's the Jimmy Jams logo thing. And let's put the record straight for Sierra. He gave her a number 2. It could have been this one. I don't know. But she had a burner phone number 2.
So, 2 women that had burner phones. Just a sec here. Give me just a sec. So, Sierra had a burner phone and she had a burner phone. Does this child keep boxes of burner phones stacked like in a closet somewhere that he can just grab out of the closet and send it to his latest fuck buddy? I mean, we're getting close to where she says that she loves him, this woman.
Say, PJ, the first 2.5 years of your life were kind of a lie. Yeah. And you kept thinking he was falling and falling and falling more in love with you. Well, he's doing his own thing, because I said on many of my lives, don't worry, I never even addressed her for the longest.
Can you imagine? No, he's not. Can you imagine in this day and age having to deal with women that are coming on? I mean, it's bad enough in real life, going to a bar and meeting a woman that might have slept with your ex or your current boyfriend. And you know how people deal with that? They usually just, knock your head off or something. But in this day and age, you can't. You got these bitches now that are coming online and talking about how they slept with your man while you were with him, and that you deserve everything you get. It's just unreal. Like social media these days. I could not. I would be mortified to have my relationship be so public like this.
Time. I don't do these petty little lives on other people. I mean, Team Rose and I did when we were really fighting and all that, and thank God we're friends. And in fact, I just heard from her yesterday.
That's what it is, Magic Dick. Apparently, this man is supposedly very, very, very well endowed. It keeps getting mentioned by all three of these women, I believe, at some point or another. Each one of them talks about how well endowed he is.
The week before, and then every day before that. And so we're very close as Maria G and I are. But yeah, so there it is. It probably doesn't exist anymore. That's the one that I contacted him on about the wish list for, I can't remember the name now. It was a little boy, though. It was Christmas time. And for those of you that think, oh, she's probably using someone else's messenger, no. Okay, that is me up there with my cartoon avatar. I have friends Kylie, Mary Jane Doe, Maria G, Rose, shit, her name, oh no, that's okay, okay. Jacqueline, which is Truth Seeker, Luna Moon, Kim Kern, and many more. It's mine. And then this is the reason I did it. Okay, if people want to say, oh, she's being dirty, she's being snide. No, I did it because this woman was relentless. She sent me at least two. This one, Snoop Sisters Investigates, right here. It says, commented, this was this morning, or maybe last night. Why not show screenshots if this is real, period? I don't believe this unless I see screenshots. Okay? This is why I'm in my pajamas, haven't had any coffee, fed the cats, haven't done much of anything yet, and I'm setting the record straight again. So they can go and be on their merry way. And again, he's her money card, period. And I sound like a jealous, scorned person.
You do sound jealous and scorned when you're calling him her money card.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not. And shit. What I am is tired of people calling me names and not believing it. And after I did all that I did yesterday, anyone in their right mind would believe what I said. Like, I have tremors. I'm not going to write all that down. So you had to see it on Messenger. Now.
Oh, I missed it.
This is just for it to be out there 1,000%.
Wait a minute. Let me go back and just hear this really quick. And I think we're going to move on to the next one. 32 minutes.
He gave her a number 2. It could have been this one. I don't know. But she had a burner phone number 2. So when I say, PJ, the first 2.5 years of your life were kind of a lie, yeah. And you kept thinking he was falling and falling and falling more in love with you.
That's not it.
He gave her a number 2. It could have been this one. I don't know. I don't know. But she had a burner phone number too.
I lost it.
So when I say, PJ, the first 2.5 were on Messenger together. In fact, now, but she's not really spreading. Oh, you mean the sisterly people or whatever the hell? Avatar? I have no idea. I hit on their thing. I don't even think they have a channel. But it's okay. It's simple, but don't blame others when they didn't do anything. Yeah. I think they want pics of the text, not you reading it or writing it out. If I'm understanding this, not sure new here. Trees 3446. Yeah. But I don't even think people believed that we were on Messenger together. In fact, right before the burner phone thing, I said, I'm going to miss FaceTiming with you. That's what I said. Okay, this Rat-tat-tat person says, or Ratata VR, hi guys, I broke my leg. Gosh, if you really did, I'm very sorry. Be respectful. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. She tried to be strong in her life, but she's really, really hurt too. Well, that's the thing, you guys. I'm not hurt because I felt like I was falling in love with him and getting to know him, and I was in
She was falling in love with him. It's important. She says that in this very first live, but then you're going to hear her say a million times how she just wanted to be friends with him and she didn't realize that they were together and this and that and this and that. So let me move on to the second stream that she did because I think we want to listen to most of that in full. Let's see. Oh, that's right. So this one right here was one of the pictures she sent him, but she's topless. I remember she talked about, but this copy is so bad that I re-recorded it. Tried to take out some of the background noise. Let me give you guys an example of how bad it sounds, and then I'll pull up the one where I tried to fix it.
He's changed. He's me 3 times in one visit. I gave you guys proof. I didn't have any inkling he had a girlfriend. I mean, that's why I was so shocked, because I figured he did.
Hear how awful that sounds? It's horrible. The video is like 38 minutes long, and this goes like for 25 minutes at least of the video. So I re-recorded it and I tried to remove the background sound. Let me pull that up just a sec. Let's see here. Shh. Let's see. Share this tab. Let's take that down. What's that? Let's take that down and let's share this tab. Right, it's a horrible noise. Horrible. And I'm like, I cannot do this to you guys. So it didn't remove it completely, but it's definitely better. Okay, so let's listen to this. And she did it black screen all the way through. So that's why you just see the closed captions that YouTube provides. And then I put up the closed captions also that my editor provided.
Thought I saw all of her texts. Help. PJ for the first 2.
Here we go.
Good morning. Good morning. It's only about 8 in the morning here, but I went to bed earlier, and I feel like I need to set the record straight.
Oh, wait,
First
no,
of all,
what am I doing? Oh,
hi,
wait,
Mary Jane Doe.
just
This
a
shouldn't be
sec.
too long. I'm talking kind of quiet.
Did I mess up? Oh, it might not be this one yet. Because I think that was the one she did in response to PJ. Just a sec. Alright, give me just a sec and see here what I'm gonna do. What am I doing? What am I doing? Um, that might be the. Just. Yeah, there was no way I was gonna listen. Oh! Oh, because I did this one first. That's right. She did. This was the second stream that she did. So actually, we are going to keep playing this. I'm sorry. I'm going to rewind it. You know, I just fucked that up. So back to this one. I lied.
But yeah, so there it is. It probably doesn't exist anymore. That's the one that I contacted him on about the wish list for. I can't remember the name now. It was a little boy, though. It was Christmas time. And for those of you that think, oh, she's probably using someone else's messenger, no. Okay, that is me up there with my cartoon avatar. I have friends Kylie, Mary Jane Doe, Maria G, Rose. Shit, her name. Oh no, it's okay. Okay. Jacqueline, which is Truth Seeker, Luna Moon, Kim Kern, and many more. It's mine. And then this is the reason I did it. Okay, if people want to say, oh, she's being dirty, she's being snide. No, I did it because this woman was relentless. She sent me at least two. This one, Snoop Sisters Investigates, right here. It says, commented, this was this morning, or maybe last night. Why not show screenshots if this is real, period? I don't believe this unless I see screenshots. Okay? This is why I'm in my pajamas.
So somebody named Snoops something or other sent you messages telling you that you needed to show screenshots. Because this is the second stream. She did one the day before this, and that was the one I thought this was. That's where my confusion was. But if you want to watch that other stream also, I'm going to drop Papercut Tina's link in the chat right now. And you can watch that one on your own.
Haven't had any coffee, fed the cats, haven't done much of anything yet, and I'm setting the record straight again. So they can go and be on their merry way. And again, he's her money card, period. And I sound like a jealous, scorned person. I'm telling you right now, I'm not. I'm not. And shit. What I am is tired of people calling me names and not believing it. And after I did all that I did yesterday, anyone in their right mind would believe what I said. Like, I have tremors. I'm not going to write all that down. So you had to see it on Messenger. Now, this is just for it to be out there 1,000%. This isn't so Jimmy can be picked on. This isn't, or anything like that. Go to his channel, sub up. Dolly Vision investigates now.
God forbid you pick on a cheater. This isn't for Jimmy to be picked on. Lord.
Thank you. Thank you, Martin.
Thanks,
I appreciate everyone that's ever here. And I'm just done with this. Okay, I don't have all the techno. I don't even know how to do screenshots, but that's just a fact. Okay? But we're not on Messenger anymore at all. And it's been quite a few months, and that's because he was really nervous and scared. So anyway, I don't know.
You're not on Messenger anymore because he was nervous and scared. His girlfriend, now fiance, would bust him. So he sent you a burner phone and told you not to message him on Messenger anymore.
Guess I'll say a quick hi. Oh, God.
She's too old to be this naive.
I can't hardly see this. There we go. Why does it say Rip Alex? Who died? That's by Genevieve. What happened? Is there sound?
And then she says Genevieve.
What? Wait, a nurse.
We never truly escaped. She said somebody's got the name of Maria, somebody else's name Genevieve.
A nurse died? I don't understand. But we do know that first they said he was 51, then they said he was 37-year-old man got shot. Okay, he had a gun on him.
Oh.
So what? It doesn't mean it was...
She's talking about Minnesota. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit through.
I hit on their thing. I don't even think they have a channel, but it's okay. It's simple, but don't blame others when they didn't do anything. Yeah. I think they want pics of the text, not you reading it or writing it out. If I'm understanding this, not sure, new here. Trees 3446. Yeah. But I don't even think people believed that we were on Messenger together. In fact, I said, right before the burner phone thing, I said, I'm going to miss FaceTiming with you. That's what I said. Okay, this Rat-tat-tat person says, or Ratata VR, hi guys, I broke my leg. Gosh, if you really did, I'm very sorry. Be respectful. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. She tried to be strong in her life, but she's really, really hurt too. Well, that's the thing, you guys. I'm not hurt.
Days, in my opinion, there are quite a few silent side pieces still out there. I bet he's got some Tiger Woods numbers. Quite frankly.
Because I felt like I was falling in love with him and getting to know him, and I was in Messenger and things like that for a good 3 whole months until I found out about her, and it was too late. She didn't like walk in and bring.
So that 3 whole months that she was official with him, you were falling in love with him. And she's going to say this. She's going to give you guys the timeline. I'm going to play her live after this one. And there's about 20 minutes or so.
Him to an altar to marry him. So, and I wasn't competing or anything. I just wanted to stay friends and have what we had. So, it's not like, in March when I found out, and the very...
You weren't competing or anything. You just wanted to stay friends. You wanted to have what you had. What part of it? The romping part or the stuff before the romping part that led to the romping part. I mean, he was with another woman, and then I don't.
Very end of March when he, reached out to me, because it was like a couple of weeks after that. I was like, what? Because like I wrote cutie and I put a pie emoji in the chat, and she was in the chat, and I didn't even flip and know that she was like seeing him. Okay, I heard she was doing the mail for him, like just mailing packages, and was someone in Virginia. I didn't know anything about her. Nothing.
I knew nothing about her. I just thought she was somebody in Virginia. I just asked him if she was going to be there when we met up for a romp. And then I asked if she even knew that I was coming. But I barely knew this woman existed. The gaslighting she's doing. And she's going to talk about how PJ was really nasty to her and different stuff the whole time. Well, no wonder PJ was nasty to her, because this woman is coming for her man and she can sense it.
Thing. Is this the room for the crazies? Seems selfish to keep bringing this up. No, sidekick. No, it's not. Because other people aren't just letting me be with my truth. They're wanting damn screenshots. Others are involved like their children. Whatever happened doesn't matter now. That's right. They're not engaged, all right? They're not engaged. They're not engaged. He was pressured by someone.
So now she is not sounding like she's a crazy scorned ex as she goes on and on and on, insisting that they are not engaged. Are you kidding me? She is not going to let herself believe. And she says at another point, I don't know if it's the one I watched this morning that she did last night with Sierra, where she says that he's just too young to get married. Was something she said today, I think. But this, I just got
it. That's right. They're not engaged, all right? They're not engaged.
They are engaged.
They're not engaged.
They are.
He was pressured by someone, and I know this.
So you're certain that his fiance pressured him?
And I won't say by who, but to get her a ring. She wants a ring. She wants a ring. It's not an engagement ring. What else?
So they're engaged, but it's not an engagement ring.
Ever.
And this is important too, because also in last night's live, she went on and on about how she didn't realize the left finger was for engagement and had all these excuses for why she said this bullshit.
Yeah, I know. And she's living there and they built a pool. It's not about that.
She's living there.
Hi, Killing Time.
She lives with him. They've made improvements to the home together to help her feel like it's also her home. She's wearing an engagement ring, and she's his fiance, but they're not engaged. They are not engaged. Nope. Yeah, isn't that a damn shame, Stevie Lee, that's shit that you have to take into account? Payne, this is somebody named Papercut Tina, and she was sleeping. She had a romp. She flew across the country to have a romp with the guy that runs Dolly Vision channel, and he's engaged to somebody named PJ, who a lot of us have known through the years from the former anti-KJ community.
Thank you, Martin Rowe, for always being here too. Apparently, I had to show more. The tremors show this isn't good for you, not good for anyone, really. Well, I have tremors anyway, but they're really, really bad. When I haven't eaten, haven't even had a sip of water, and they're worse since, probably holding all this in and having a stress-induced heart attack. He had one. It was in August, shortly after his birthday. He had one a year later, and then I had one a year after that. It's just so weird, in April. See, the problem is that PJ was insisting that they never met, calling Tina crazy, and that's BS. So I'm glad Tina.
So PJ was insisting that they never met, and PJ was calling Tina crazy. How dare PJ accuse you of lying? I mean, are you kidding me? What makes you think the Dolly Vision that this guy Jimmy didn't tell PJ that you were crazier than a box of rocks? And nothing like that ever took place. And he's gaslighting PJ and saying that you're just some psycho crazy woman who's making shit up. Oh, because your Jimmy wouldn't do that? Is that what you're thinking? That your Jimmy that gave you a burner phone, he wouldn't do that? Oh, dear Lord. So, I mean, of course, PJ, I mean, there's no fucking way that this man's, oh yeah, we've been together for 3 months, so she flew out, you were at work, and so, I went over and we, messed around in the ocean, and we romped around and got it in. She's gonna give some intimate details, not much, but you will hear her say in a couple of lives from now that I'm going to play, she does say that I don't even like repeating it, that he was I'm going to say it like this, he was the master of his own domain in front of her, and he sucked her fingers while mastering his domain. And she comments on how that excited her because she'd never done anything like that before. I think that's like one of the only intimate details that she gives. But dear God, that was more than enough. And I just have to share it now because, like I said, it's like a couple of lives from now where she says that. There sure are, Kendra, so many.
As putting her story out. Good for her. PJ is a bully and has said nasty things. Well, she's certainly not very nice to people in Jimmy's chat.
So PJ is a bully. She says nasty things. PJ is one of those women who's, you've got women out there that are very protective of their men. Like a zillion times over. And now you've got this man that you're in love with. He's got all these women wanting to drop their panties for him. So I bet, what you were saying, Gypsy, if you're still here, was pretty accurate. If she was, anybody that she perceives as flirting with him and stuff like that, it probably, and on the other hand, maybe a woman shouldn't if they can't handle that. But Dolly is also seeming like this guy Jimmy seems to me like he's just a gaslighting serial cheater who is not going to not serial cheat regardless of the partner he's with. There's not going to be any special woman that's just special enough to make him want only, her kitty cat for the rest of their lives. That's not this type of man.
She might be better now, but in the past she's like, do we have to repeat that again? Or, oh my God, he doesn't need a bunch of mothers in here. Or, oh man, he won't take a pill. He won't take an aspirin. I've tried to tell him. He doesn't listen to me. I mean, it's just condescending to him, condescending to her chat.
So you've decided that PJ is condescending when she says, oh, I told him to take a headache pill, but he just doesn't listen, or things like that. He's just so condescending. You're just so critical. Yeah, Pippi. So, people should have been aware, but then, women, and I think PJ was in her 30s. Not that that is an excuse, but, we are, when you're younger, you still think that you're somehow able to change these idiots. Now, this woman at 64 thinks you can still change. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that, but hey, Lisa.
Mom Michelle says, also says she's a nasty person and Tina is more of a woman than PJ will ever be. So there now she can see the receipts. Don't you ever feel bad for telling the truth, Tina. He led you on for a very long time.
But why did he only lead you on? Why didn't he lead PJ on too? Why? Why are you like the special one that got led on? But PJ, she just knew the truth all along and she was okay with it, so she should be being really fucking nice to me, is like the impression that you're giving out to me. And maybe I'm projecting because I've dealt with a lot of cheating, lying assholes in my life, a whole shit ton of them. So there is definitely a whole lot of projection here. So Tina, I apologize. Hopefully you'll never hear this because my opinion means nothing to your life and your story and everything that happened. But let's continue.
He led me on only for about 3 months. And I understand, but then he also said he was on and off with PJ. He could have said, I do have a girlfriend, and the thing is, when I talked to him, I said,
see, now imagine yourself dealing with social media aspect of it and having a man that's like in this type of a situation. And apparently this man also has music industry ties and stuff like that. So these women, just for all intent and purpose, just really want to drop their panties for him. That and he's horny. Not only does he get, he gets to have sex and he gets a lot of money. I mean, there's just so many benefits to it all around. And I'm sure he's telling PJ that he's got to, or he's telling his women, not just her, that he's got to, be a certain type of flirt and things like that. That's true, Rainbow. But, telling, his women that he's got to be a certain type of flirtatious just in order to, make the money that he wants to make to live the lifestyle that they live. And so it's easy for him to continue the gaslighting process while using that as an excuse and lying about any of the more intimate details. And then just to see these women that are flirting and you've got an instinct that shit's going on. Yeah, that's exactly is it that we are at a certain age, a lot of us in this community are of a certain age, and some of us are even still younger and still know better, like Rainbow. I mean, where, we can spot the whole lying and cheatingness of it all. Right, Lisa? He's not, but they are. They really are. And I don't watch him at all, so I don't know him from Adam. I'm completely judging him off of all of the female perspectives I've heard. I have not heard this man speak once about it. So all of my judgments are off of all what these females are saying about him, because I don't watch this community at all. And I'm appreciative that you guys are in here that do.
Don't be afraid to tell me. I said, I'm a big girl. I can handle it like that. And then he didn't say it's true and all this. He just said, it's off and on. I'm telling you, on my family's graves, wherever on earth they are, in the Midwest somewhere. MS0426 says she hates herself in reality, but to each their own these days. We appreciate you, PCT, no matter what. Thank you so much. I wonder what makes PJ so insecure that she's okay with being second or third. I'll never see what y'all see in Dolly Don Juan, says Halloween Baby. Hi, Halloween Baby. It's been a while. And music, movies, and chill. Nice to see you, too. Thank you. Hi, T. Wanted to say hi to you and Martin. I'll probably change my name again someday to just Megan something, because the name Tina, like, I don't know, it just kind of went with Paper Cut Tina, I guess. That's what Jimmy and 3 Dot thought. So, I knew the situation in the springtime, but I was up there all the time. And again, I never thought I would be able to meet him. So I was just having fun. I was having fun when my life was.
So now she's gone back to talking about how she met him. And basically it sounds like he had this after dark type of show, and she was on his panel a lot and did some co-hosting with him on this I think the channel was called like Dolly Vision Uncensored. And they don't do that anymore, but she was like his co-host.
Pretty boring and that kind of thing. And I really liked Darren and everything, but it was, I don't know. I was with him for 8 years.
Darren is her ex, and I really don't want to hear about him. Even though she says some interesting things that might explain why she's the way she is, but
under no chat, but I looked through her chat and they were on my side, and they don't even barely know me. Some of them have heard of me and maybe seen my program or.
She's talking about Flavor's chat, I think.
Well, I know PJ used to be kind of friends with Queen Bee at one point, wasn't she? No. Allegedly, I better say, like over a year ago, and then they had a falling out because of something. Dolly and Queen Bee, that's a different story. Mama Michelle says she'll never be the only one. Dolly is a ladies' man. I mean, honestly, does she really think he's changed just for her? She's not that special, and that crown she wears is absolutely ridiculous. I'm just going to say it. You couldn't pay me. Well, maybe $500. If someone sent me $500 and a tiara, I'd probably try it on at least. But to try to come across like I'm a queen or better than anybody or a princess, to me, shows insecurity.
I honestly never ever got the impression that PJ thought she was better than anybody. I don't know if she's changed. I can't judge the person PJ is today. But back then, she never thought she was better than anybody. If she had thought that she was better than people, she never would have gone live and admitted that she bought those damn subs. And taken all the hate that she got for it like a champ. That seems out of character to me.
Sierra did a live, and apparently Jimmy was with that Missa lady way back, and cheated on her apparently with who? Let's see, Sierra, and then cheated on this is allegedly, but this is what Sierra says, and then cheated on PJ with Sierra because they had just gotten together.
Yep.
And then Sierra saw him again another time, and then even a third time, but the third time they didn't have you know what. So that's all the first first year of their relationship. And so she hates Sierra, won't say her name, this and that and the other thing. Now, I don't even think PJ, when Bullhorn Betty got with Jimmy or whatever, allegedly, I guess I'll say, even though it's in documents, I guess, I don't think he got together. I'm pretty sure PJ wasn't with him. When I was watching that whole Georgia thing and Quentin Simon, somebody named PJ sent both of them coffees and possibly even donuts.
That I didn't know till this morning. That Quentin Simon thing is where Dolly Vision got arrested with Molly Golightly and Bullhorn Betty.
Name was just PJ.
Yeah, I don't know why
after
all this time she's doing this either.
And I think clear back in October, before she feels she made it known, or to herself anyway, that she was with him, she was trying to get him. So she can say whatever she wants. Also, when
why are you so weird? Like, so she was trying to get him? Is that like, wow.
I looked back at her channel from good 4 or 5 years ago. She was with another YouTuber. And I'm going to say it right here. He was a married man. And yeah, so she's not.
I know nothing about this. Can anybody speak on that? That PJ apparently, after PJ's husband left her, was she with a married man on YouTube? Like, is that true? Because that also seems completely out of character for her to date a married man after what she went through. Um, that also doesn't fit her character to me.
Perfect herself, and that was what was his name? Shoot. Anyway, I can't remember, but I had people.
I wish you could.
People send me screenshots of things, and he was married. Yeah.
Yeah, I need some proof on that one.
And then and now I guess her eyes, Sierra feels, are on a deception detective or something. So she's one of these women that has to have this YouTuber kind of lifestyle, and I think to fuel her spending addiction or whatever you want to call it. First, for this man that was married, that she was.
Oh, I think there's still an anti-KJ and a support of KJ community out there. But KJ stopped being. KJ was still problematic, but other news and stuff happened, so people just kind of split off into other groups. And now, like, there are still specific people that cover KJ, but yeah, a lot of it not like it used to be. Back then, there was KJ had these big lawsuits and stuff going on, and it was really messy. And it ended up on Emily Baker and all this craziness. And so that's kind of where the anti KJ was born. And it's still there. It's just a lot of people like split up and went around.
With was she was a mod for, so you guys can look all that up way back, and he did a little short calling her name out in her channel, and I saw that, and I think he even said I love PJ or something like that, allegedly. My
Stevie Lee, JJ, Selfie Queen Cindy, Bliss Chris. And I hate that those are the first three I can think of offhand, but they all came from anti KJ. There's quite a few people around here now in our community that came from there. Yeah. KJ got her Reddit taken down. Damn. Yeah, they don't get the numbers like they used to covering supporting or anti-supporting. Yeah, Rakin did too. Quite a few people have. I hate that those are the only people I can think of offhand. Oh, did Shyla came from there. There's a nice person. Kirsten came from there. There's an amazing person. Kristoff came from there. She's amazing. I mean, like, people staring right in my face that are amazing people that came from there.
Short-term memory isn't very good. So I don't want to say. So, well, niece says, Tina, I'm respectfully asking, why would you want to meet anyone that wants you to be a secret? Because, I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, if I'm going to meet.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, how else do I say
of course.
It's kind of a big to-do. Okay, and I looked back at his Jimmy Jam shows, and I actually looked back at his bands once he said he was in All Has.
Stevie Lee, I was half and half, JY and anti-KJ.
Fallen, the name of his band, and he was this sort of rock star in his 30s or 30.
Okay, so he's in a local band called Fallen. And I guess he thinks of himself as a rock star and had the ladies dropping their panties for him then because it sounds like they had, minimal success. Apparently, he knows RZA and some people, and that impresses people.
5 in this band here in Virginia where he lives, and his hair was really long, and he was, a little bigger and drinking a lot of beer, but he was screaming through that microphone. So my point is, he's not just a YouTuber. And when the thing is, I wasn't planning on seeing. Well, of course, I wanted to see him and meet him, right?
Her point is, he's not just a YouTuber, people. He's so much more than that. He's a freaking rock star, and I loved that man. That's the point. I mean, okay, let's see. We don't have much of this video left.
At Summer's Memorial.
And then we've got PJ's next.
And I was just going to shake his hand because I knew she'd be there. I mean, she goes everywhere, right? And she's going to be there. So I was going to go to the memorial, but then we were all getting these behind the scenes and
okay, so there's this memorial that they're talking about for Summer Wells, I believe. When was the Summer Wells Memorial? Do you guys know what year that was? Was that in 2023? Or was that in 2022? Stevie Lee. Well, we did miss you.
And through the woodwork kind of deal, death threats going. And so boom, there's no memorial to support Summer Wells, and I'm not going to meet Jimmy or.
So she was hoping to go to the Summer Wells Memorial and meet Jimmy. Dear God. Rest in peace, Summer Wells. I am sorry there are a bunch of skanky YouTubers and panty dropping women that wanted to meet at a memorial for you so they could hook up. That it was more about them than you. Just. Thank you guys, 22.
Any Lori Shortlegs or any of the other regulars that were planning on going. I'm pretty sure she was planning on going. I might have been wrong about that, but I thought she was. And so, like I said, I changed my ticket to the birthday bash he was going to have in October.
Okay, so apparently, I'm glad I'm making sense of this more now too. So apparently, she bought a plane ticket to go to the Summer Wells Memorial, but that was canceled. And I guess this group of people had been talking about a few months later they were going to throw a birthday bash for Dolly Vision, for Jimmy. His birthday's in October, and they were going to have a huge birthday bash. But they never made further plans. They didn't decide exactly where to stay. They didn't decide the exact dates. And you'll learn this throughout these lives that none of this shit, there was no date for this event. There was no place planned for the people to stay at. Nobody else had probably been done. Had bought a plane ticket for an event that wasn't even scheduled. I mean, maybe she couldn't get a refund. So she just picked, I don't know, an arbitrary date around his birthday. I don't get it. But apparently PJ called the whole thing off, is what the rumor is. And if PJ is the one behind it that called that shit off, I don't blame her. You do not need a bunch of women flying in from all over the country to see your man on his birthday. I don't care. I don't care. You don't. Okay, so now she's talking about how she took this ticket from the Summer Wells Memorial event that did not happen where she wanted to meet Jimmy and rescheduled it.
And I'm going to put this camera on really quick. And that was going to be in October. And I was even kind of looking at prices of cabins and talking to his sister. And she said some are cheaper and some are more expensive. And just in case they were in like this cabin area.
God, that's awful.
And so anyway, and if it wasn't there, it was going to be at a great big hotel. And it was getting exciting for everybody and women wanted to go. And PJ put a stop to it behind the scenes with him. Flat period. That's what happened.
Good for PJ. Like, seriously, woman. Are you gonna, like, you're dating a man who wants to have all these women come into town. All these women are coming into town. I cannot. You act like PJ committed a mortal sin if she is, in fact, the one who decided it shouldn't happen. If it was PJ's decision, frick yeah.
Okay, and maybe that weekend, I think they did go off somewhere together. But he wanted to have a special, like, meet and greet. That's what he wanted. But she was starting to take over his...
That's what he wanted. So you know everything that he wanted more than his girlfriend. You are so much more the expert of this man, even though you live across the country, and he relegated you to a freaking burner phone.
Life, even then. And this is over 2 years ago. So I have this ticket, and the fact of the matter is, I was like, okay, the memorial's canceled, and the bash is canceled, and I still have this ticket because I called Cheapo Air. I did. I called to see if I could get my money back. And he said, you can't keep changing it. No, and all this. And when I talked to the lady at SeaTac, she said, Cheapo Air and those airlines that profess to be cheap really aren't.
No, they're not.
They're more expensive. And yeah.
I've never heard of Cheapo Air. Is that a real airline name? We do not have Cheapo Air here in the lower Midwest. But I kind of love that name. But they're right. Cheapo Air, those cheap discount lines are not really all that they're cracked up to be for the most part.
So she told me what I could have flown over there for. And I mean, it wasn't a ton less, but it was like 500 and something round trip instead of my 7-Eleven. And I don't have money to waste or burn. And as I said the other day, my trust fund is gone. And I didn't even know how big it was. I got about 300, so I wouldn't lose my housing and that kind of thing every 3 months, and a little gift of 200 from my aunt and uncle that were executors in Iowa. So paying everyone back, I knew I could pay Destiny Rose back. I knew I could pay Maria G back. Maria G said I didn't have to pay her back. But then we had that falling out, and she was Team Rose's mod and all this, and we both felt it was the right thing to do. So I paid her back. And
that is so generous that this Maria G loaned you money for airline tickets. Yeah, that's like so generous. I could never, ever, ever imagine. And there's creepy people that do, but I could never imagine going to anybody and asking any of you or anybody that's not in this chat for money for airline tickets. I cannot fathom any reason. I mean, it would have to be, I cannot, no. I can't. I feel like I could find ways in my real life to get that money that I wouldn't need to go to people on YouTube. It's just crazy to me to be asking people on YouTube. I mean, but she did pay her back, so it ended well. She paid her right back, and that's all good. So, that's great. It's, between friends, whatever. I just couldn't imagine doing it myself, and I'm glad she paid her back.
And Destiny Rose wanted her money right away. She was getting slightly threatening in my messenger. And that whole thing was weird because I knew her for like, I got to know her. Well, she was in Dolly Vision's chat and said that she could sell me a cheap phone or something through what now, I can't remember. And she works for him. And I was naive, but she sent me a picture of the place and she was standing by the table. So to this day, I think it's legit. She sent me pictures of her home after the tornado hit where she lives. I'll just say in the Midwest area.
Oh my gosh, Pippi, your pipes have been frozen. You've had to give our toilet a bath. Run the water in the bathtub so the toilet flushes. Do you take, is that where, because in Florida we were supposed to do that for hurricanes, and it never made much sense to me, except I just figured I would take a bucket of water out of the bathtub to pour in the toilet so it would flush if I ever had to. But luckily it never came to that, so I just had a tub full of water that ended up having cat hair floating on top of it. During hurricane season and stuff. I am so sorry, Pippi. What a freaking nightmare. Oh my gosh, Ms. Liability. I never heard them say that. I'm sorry.
Where she actually showed me her little turtle pool that she had turtles in, and she had to have saved them. I mean, there's no way they weren't in there the next day, but she had to have, taken them out and put them somewhere.
I saw one of those on the news yesterday. A tree just explode. Like, holy crap. Scary as crap. Yeah, I'm in an apartment, and I don't think I'm furthest from the drain pipes, but I still keep my water dripping in the bathroom just in case.
Saved them, knowing this huge tornado was coming. She was losing power and calling me and messaging me, almost crying. Said she's in the bedroom with a mattress up against the door with her kids. We were close. She told me I was like a mother to her, or I felt like a mother, or I felt like I could be her mother or something like that. And so when I took the trip down and came back and said, I'm back to her, she was like, well, did you meet him? And I said, I'm not going to say. And then she got like pissed about it. What? I gave you that money to meet him. Did you meet him or not? Why are you doing this? I think she was even calling me Megan, and in Messenger. And I said, I don't want.
So I guess this is just gossip from the person who loaned her the money, the one in details.
I'm not going to say. And in fact, the very first time, now a little bit of my memory's coming back from that, I think I said no. And she insulted him. She said, I can't believe that. You went all the way down there and blah, blah, blah. And so, I'm not letting people know. And she demanded. And then she threatened me about getting the money back to her in 2 days and this and that and the other thing. And I said, Destiny, I don't get my trust fund for another, it was August. So 2 months in October. And then I'd get another little one in November, December, January, another one in April, like that. And and I saved all those messages. I have them all, because you learn to forward things the longer you're in YouTube to your own Messenger page in case you get blocked, and then I went through all that weird stuff with Grand Mammy Annie or whatever, and she's still out there in the ether.
Okay, let's see.
All right, so
this is like 5 minutes left. Let's just go ahead and switch to this one. Okay, this is the live that PJ did in response to that this past Friday, I guess. So a week ago.
Hey, how's everybody doing this morning? It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. I figured I'd start early because I've got a lot to say, but I'm still driving to work, so you won't see me until I stop. So we're here. I'm gonna give you guys a minute to get in here and file on into the room, because yeah, I was gonna do it on members only just so that they would be a fun perk for members, but then I decided I've really got to say what I need to say to everybody, so everybody should be present. I may change it to members only later.
That's okay.
I don't know about you guys, but for me, there comes a time where 3 and some change years later, enough becomes enough.
I don't care if you guys stay on topic or not. For the most part, it's no matter to me at all.
So I was taught to respect my elders, which I have tried very desperately to do here in this scenario.
Okay, so I gotta say, Paper Cut Tina takes offense in the next live. You're gonna hear Paper Cut Tina take offense and accuse PJ of age shaming. I don't know how to say this delicately because I'm not delicate. And I don't really mean it as harsh as it sounds, but she's not age shaming, she's hoe shaming. Like, you're interested in her man and you're showing all this stuff that you're not believing is like anyway, she's gonna feel like she was age shamed, but I think that PJ can pretty much say, anyway, let's continue.
And as of today, I've simply had enough. I was not looking at it. I wasn't paying attention to any of these people. And suddenly I start getting all of these video clips of...
Okay, so I messed up. I should have played another live and then played this one and then played the one I played. But the one I just played was basically a repeat of the one before where she read off all the messages. She just didn't show them on the screen. So she showed them on the screen to try to prove to PJ that they were real messages.
What's happening? And I'm like, what is the problem? What is going on? And so then I actually start watching some of the footage that's getting sent over to me, and we've got Granny and Thuggish Ruggish Bone over here trying to like make something that never happened into a thing. And I just like 3 years later, girl, you honey boo boo, I cannot. And yes, I'm definitely wearing my crown today. That really upsets everybody. So yeah, I'm on that level. I've got to give a warning before I really truly start today, because I'm on one today. I'm on one. I will hurt your feelings today, just so you know. And this actually all started because I was trying not to hurt people's feelings. This is what happens when you're too nice. People take advantage and then they just make up whatever they want to say about you. So here we are now. And what in the actual 5150, where's these people's relatives or somebody that cares about them that can stop them and be like, hey, listen,
right? You
are not living in reality. You need to go and seek some mental help ASAP. ASAP, right away, right now. You need some help. You're not living in reality. Now, I don't even know where to start. There was so much that got sent to me, and I listened to so many different little clips that I just can't. Coco, dangerous is an understatement. I was laughing hysterically at the majority of this, but underlyingly, I have this uneasy fear of just the unthinkable. When you can get on an airplane and travel from Washington State to Virginia uninvited, that was one of the clips I heard, okay, guys?
Yeah.
I was listening just like, okay.
There was no set date or plans made. People mentioned it sounds like people mentioned, oh, we should have a party for your birthday. And Dolly's like, oh my God, what a great idea. That sounds awesome. We should definitely do that. But nothing was set in concrete after that. There were no dates set for one, for people to come out even.
Okay, what's going on now? Because I started getting lit messages of the video, and I'm sitting there listening, and I'm thinking like, okay, whatever, okay. And then this woman says out her mouth, when I decided that I was going to Virginia, instead of going to see my mother, I decided I was going. I didn't get invited, I just was going, and therefore that was that, I was going. I had secondhand embarrassment. I'm sitting there giggling. He's over there live, and I'm laughing hysterically. This was at the very beginning. Like, do we not live on the same universe? Like, do we not speak the same language? In what country and world is it?
Christoph, once she redirected her plane reservations, she was going no matter what, and then the party was canceled, but he was still going to hang out with her and get it in.
Acceptable to get on an airplane, fly across the entire country, and you're not even invited. Pittsburgh nurse, I'll send you the little clips. Don't. So this all started because I started dating Dolly Vision December 2nd, 22. Okay? Or December 5th. Jesus Christ. I like twos. I changed the 5 to a 2 all of the time. December 5th. We were talking kind of before then for a few months, but technically we took the date December 5th because that's the day that he had court with Missa, and I went to court with him, and she went on live and told everybody that he had his boo thing with him, and that was me, of course, and so therefore we accepted that date because she made us official that day. So that's our start date officially. But when we were dating in the beginning, he still was doing his live streams at nighttime, and he actually needed a filler or a person, to chat back and forth with. So he had people up there with him all the time that would talk with him, right? So he's like, I'm going to probably, put Dumpling up, and I'm like, yeah, cool, no big deal, and then he's like, well, Paper Katina keeps coming up here. I can't start the stream without her already sitting in the stream yards. And I'm like, okay, well, just so don't bring her up. Like, what's the problem? And he's like, well, I don't want to hurt the old lady's feelings. She's got nothing else better to do, so I'll just, and I'm like, that's not going to work out for you, sir. You're sitting here trying to be nice, and it's like, I'm pretty sure this lady's got the wrong impression here. And he's like, no, I gotta be nice. She doesn't really have much. She doesn't have any food and stuff. And so the next time that I'm over there, he's like, she's talking about how she doesn't have anything to eat. So like, can you do me a favor and go on DoorDash and whatnot and figure out how to get her over something to eat? So I was like, yeah, of course. So we go, and I'm trying to figure out how to get her a pizza and some sodas or something. So we order her some sodas and some pizza. And she goes and completely just up on stream with him, oh, Jimmy, I love you. And he's so uncomfortable. For anybody that knows him and that actually watched, he's literally so, like, you could tell he wants the floor to open up and for him to fall into it. And so then, because I'm going to tell it all now. Because, if we're telling, we're going to tell. I have new lipstick on. Sorry, guys. I thought it was going to be super cute, but I just look really white. All I have is lipstick on. I got a new lipstick yesterday. And so I don't have makeup on whatsoever at all, just lipstick. I wanted to try it. And look, this is why I hate lipstick. Because it also does that. But, so anyway, don't let me get too distracted. Because I got so much to say. Me neither, Buckcherry. But so like throughout the process, she's up there. She wants so desperately to gain his attention. So she'd be up like this, and she'd be, like this, right up in the thing. It's just cringe, desperation, cringe. I mean, it's just I can't. And you could tell by the facial expressions he would make. Like, he just is not comfortable. She would come up there randomly, tell him she loves him, and I mean, he just, like, what do you do? So then, it's like, just unbearable to watch. So like the more that they were up there together, the more she was like forcefully trying to interject in everything and forcefully try to like participate. I mean, it was right. You could tell he was uncomfortable, and so it just got worse and worse. But somewhere between there, I would be sending out packages, and you know, I was helping from the very beginning because I enjoyed that, and I you know, I asked if I could help, but I would send her some stuff here and there because she would like either win or like she would just participate, and so like we're giving stuff away, so you know, she's participating, let's give her something. And then I would tell her in DMs that I sent her a bag, and she literally would go up there, Telly, you sent me so much, and he wouldn't even know what he wouldn't even have a clue what was sent because I sent it to her, and I told her I sent it to her. And she would go up there gushing about how Dolly sent her this and this, and he must love her. Girl.
I don't know, Christoph. I think so.
Did you not just look at my message where I just told you I'm the one that sent it? He doesn't even know what I sent. So then I'm like trying to have this conversation with this lady because she says people are bullying her. And so then I convince him to kick off the rest of the people because I started to see like she may actually have been getting bullied a little bit. And that completely backfires because now at that point she's convinced herself that he's stood up and white knighted for her against these women, so he must be in love with her or something. Like, I can't think on that level of crazy because I'm not crazy like that. I have my level of crazy, but I'm not crazy like that. And so then we're planning this summer thing, and she's literally just every time she's up online, well, where are you staying so that I can maybe, you know, stay in your bed? What? Who in their right mind? So like this entire time, it's uncomfortable as a motherfucker for everybody. Everybody.
So she knew PJ was sensing this woman wanted to use a child's memorial to sleep with her man.
Listening, everybody watching, it's not normal behavior. The lady does not take no for an answer. He tells her don't go several times, and she's like, I'm coming. Dude, you're scary. This lady would drive across country. And so for me, at this point now, I'm like laughing through it, whatever. Like, some old lady's got a crush on him, whatever, who cares? Like, okay. She's willing to get on an airplane for the first time in decades. Good morning, Mr. Helena. And Helena, I saw you're in here. Definitely keep praying for Helena, guys. She's going through some stuff. So we love you guys. Thanks for being here with me this morning. Right, Coco, he wasn't interested. He was never interested. So her little delusional, we had something, I met him, I slept with him. Like I heard a clip last night of her saying that she, I can't even say it without just cracking up. I can't even say it. I mean, I'm just, I let him listen to it too. He usually doesn't even know the lady's channel or that she exists, but I let him listen to it. And he was just like, what did she just say? I'm just like, I don't know. She just said that you were well endowed. I know, because that is my man, but I mean, she could have fantasies. I guess it's kind of like when my mom used to read those like romance novels. I guess this is what it is for like the new hip old women now. They like that kind of thing, but like they pretend and they pick their favorite YouTuber and you know, they just pretend. I don't know. So then I'm still telling the story. Thank you. You lost to a girl. I love your name. So then we're planning the summer thing. He's telling her, no, don't go. And you know, I actually have to thank the lady. PCT really did me a favor because she was so forcefully trying to come to anything and everything that had anything to do with him. And he was so uncomfortable that he finally out of nowhere just kind of like, I have a girlfriend. And up until that point, we were not a secret couple, but I have a daughter, for those of you guys that know. And so with his back and forth he had going on with a bunch of different trolls, people calling the FBI, all the bad stuff that, you know, he had going on, and me coming out of a bad relationship and then, you know, starting to date again, I was hesitant to make it super public at first. And he didn't want to, you know, hey, this is so-and-so. And then like a week later be like, never mind. Because, you know, we've all been there where, you know, you first start dating somebody and then it's like, it doesn't work. And then you've got to be like, rewind, back up. No, that didn't happen. So anyway, so at first we weren't publicly just us together to anybody, but she's the one that made us public because she kept insisting she was going to go. He told her not to go. She just kept saying she was going. She kept asking him where he was staying and how he was staying there and where she was going to stay and how she was going to be so afraid outside in the tent and stuff. And he's going to be there to protect and, you know, whatever. But thank you. You made us official. I didn't even know he was going to do it. And then he says it and I'm like, I guess we're official now. Thank you. But after that, he had tried to do like a birthday gathering. And that's when I guess she decided that she was going to come to Virginia no matter what, whether she was invited or not. So then he had to change that completely, just cancel it, whatever. She helped make you guys social media official. Yeah, right. I know. Imagine. No, Carmela, I don't have anything to worry about. You're right. It's
Nice,
not that I don't
Kendra.
have. That's not it at all. My issue is the lady is acting like she might boil Lolo. That's my issue. And until she traveled across the entire country to get to Virginia.
PCT, Paper Cut Tina, is also going to take a lot of offense to being called a bunny boiler. I don't know. The shoe might fit a tiny bit.
I had absolutely no worries. But when she traveled, got on an actual airplane and went from spot A to spot B, and she also said in her little rant that I knew she was coming, or that I knew she was here. I found out she was here. She stayed at the Econo Lodge on Shore Drive. I'm not dumb. I took a PI class. I had, certifications. So I know for a fact she didn't see Jimmy, though. So she can say she did. She can say whatever. She's not shown proof of it. She doesn't have a single picture. She doesn't have any kind of, even if she did not. She won't. I mean, I don't care. At this point, it's been 3 years. If you're still that upset and that angry over us being together, and the fact that you're just, it's just, it's not even, Coco, it's not even a habitual liar. It's like, she literally just, her and the other woman, they both kind of have this fantasy, just dreamland story in their mind of what they believe happened, and none of it happened. It's actually scary.
PJ is in denial. There's a lot of proof from both of the women of what happened. I can't even imagine what's going on behind the scenes with her and her relationship.
To me, because when you're crazy, you don't really even realize you're crazy. You just do things that are just crazy, and people point them out to you, and you just are completely delusional and don't really grasp that things are crazy. It's just, so it scares me. And the fact that it's not going away, I can be quiet and completely ignore it. From here on out, I'm not going to say nothing else. But at some point, I literally just, enough is enough. And for me, enough is enough. You have your whatever channel, talk about me all day. I'm sorry you're in a delusional state of being. I wish you had family that would help you and let you know that, you need to go touch grass. But I'm not going to be nice anymore. And that's another thing. I was still telling my story, guys. So, and then I just saw that you guys, only 40 of you guys liked my video so far. I'm literally going to rage quit. Just kidding. She needs a new cat? No, she doesn't. She doesn't need another cat. She doesn't need any more cats. She lives in a tiny apartment with 3 cats already, or 4. I don't watch her. I don't know. 3 or 4 cats. 4 cats. But so, okay, so then Jimmy starts trying to get a birthday party together. Again, she's insisting she's coming. He's uncomfortable. We just completely cancel it, okay? And, I was 1 today. I'm not following, okay. So, she finally gets the balls to call me, I guess, because you could tell. And this is where I'm not going to be nice anymore, because I was taught to be nice to my elder.
Kendra, both Sierra and PCT got clean bills of health in that department. Apparently, Sierra posted her STD report on her community tab last year sometime. And then Paper Cut Tina was telling Sierra in the live they did together last night that she's been tested and come back clean also.
So I really always try to be nice, kind. I don't have any reason to be mean to the lady. Thank you, Carmela.
You just started today, Kendra.
But at that point, I didn't really even realize.
You know what? Since you guys are talking about it, let me pull it up. She just listed them this morning for sale. Whoops. I thought she made a short. Oh no, it wasn't a post. Here it is. I found a supplier to test these, and it's a long shot, but here we go. This story has a few tiaras. Get them before they sell out fast. Introducing the PJ Power Crown. for $29.99. Pre-order at www.buydollysoap.com. Claim your crown, only $29.95. At Dolly's his soap sales website, buydollysoap.com. Hey, Amzie, I do too. So I'm kind of ripping on these other women. Whoops, did I stop sharing? No. Okay.
Realize it was like this. It wasn't this, like bunny boiler crazy at this point. It wasn't showing yet. So I was still nice. She called and she's like, so are you and Dolly dating? And I was like, we just, at that point I wasn't ready to tell anyone.
Well, Kendra, it's definitely a joint venture since it's going to be running through Dolly's website. She is super cute. And she doesn't even have any makeup on here. Like, that's her without makeup.
Plus, I didn't know her like that. She was just trying to get information from me because she had finally heard from others that, she was up on panel with this man who really wasn't single. And so her friends were trying to help her and tell her, hey, look, you're wasting your time. And she just wouldn't listen.
Paper Cut Tina is still obsessed with him. And she showed the proof, which I just showed in a video right before I started playing PJ's Live. But she had all the proof.
And so she finally tried to come to me.
Well, the proof of all the DMs that went back and forth between them.
And I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I actually had Jimmy on the phone. And I said, this lady's calling me, asking me if we're dating. And, like, if she has a chance with you, what am I supposed to say? And he's like, tell her hell no. And so then I'm like, well, I can't. That's not my...
That's so funny.
So I told him, like, I wasn't going to tell her hell no if pigs could fly. And so I didn't. And I really should have. That's where I really messed up. I shouldn't have been nice at that point. I should have just said, hell no, you've got no chance in hell. Because that's what, I knew that right then and there, but I just told her, like, I don't know, anything is possible, I guess. If pigs could fly, I don't know. So that's why she goes around telling everybody that I said to her, go for it. Whatever. That's not how it went down. I was trying to be nice. And she's just been hell ever since. Like, the lady literally...
And now she uses it as an excuse for why she went for it.
did a live ranting and raving, and she said my engagement ring is not real. It looks pretty damn real to me.
I don't think he ever stopped.
And that it's not a real engagement ring because she knows Jimmy and he doesn't propose to anybody.
I think he's been cheating on PJ the entire time. He buys his women burner phones and tells them to stop messaging him on the social medias and gives them burner phones.
Mind you, this lady's never met him in real life. It's just weird. It's weird as shit. Like, and there's people that are fueling this that are just trolls that hate Dolly Vision. So it's like, you guys are so disturbed and...
See, I gotta say, for the few of you who just came in, I don't watch this community at all whatsoever. I only know because I knew PJ years ago, like in 2021, I knew PJ. And I really liked her a lot. It was when she was going through her horrible divorce. And then we lost touch as I got more involved in 90 Day community. And she had gone over to true crime and, gotten involved with Dolly Vision. So, yeah, I don't know anything about them as far as the community stuff goes. But I just discovered this on Flavor's channel the other day. She was talking about it. And I thought, I crawled into the wormhole, watched a bunch of videos, and now I'm playing some of them for you.
Mentally deranged that you're facilitating this in order to try to get to me and him. Like, it's weird. Get a fucking hobby. Get a life. Get over it. Even if you didn't exist, he would never be... You're right. He would never be interested in her. He wouldn't. He likes younger women. And then she thinks it's a flex that she's like skinny as a rail and that I'm bigger than her. Like, she straight up said because she's fat. I'm like, ooh. I was just sitting there laughing. Like, I just couldn't even, I don't know. I might show some of the freaking clips and put them on members only or something of stuff that she said because it's that delusional. I thought it was hilarious. I was laughing my butt off. And like, she said at one point that he threw her a birthday party, and then like a month later it was my birthday, and he didn't throw me one.
I never got into Unirock, but I definitely remember him. I watched Charlotte, so, and I don't think Unirock and Charlotte got along back then.
We had a party together, honey. We were together, and our birthdays are 2 days apart. So for you to sit on your channel and straight start screaming at me, talking about how he definitely threw your party and didn't throw me a party, we were together in real life. Let me say it a little slower for you. We were together in real life, celebrating our birthdays together. I mean, what can you do? Restraining orders are a piece of paper. It's just, with this situation, there's nothing you can do. You see, I don't talk about it. They still talk. It's almost like that's the only thing that gets them views. And on every stream, there's something like, there's a low blow dig. You know, speaking of low blow, I'll go there. So this birthday party that Dolly Vision threw for Paper Cut Tina, this lady is so snaky and calculated and just absolutely disgusting. What had happened was he posted her PayPal so that she could get gifts and that people could send her money. She got a lot of money. And I've heard from several people that once she got money, she literally requested that same amount of money again from the person. I have the screenshot from where she did it with Dolly Vision. She did it with Short Legs, and I believe Short Legs actually sent her the extra additional $100 she requested from Short Legs. She did it with several people that went up onto Queen Bees and actually said that she did it to them. Like, she literally requested the money again from them. And
that's weird.
Then, once confronted, she freaked out, talking about, oh, I just was trying to say no thank you or something. But like the little memo from where she sent it to Dolly, where I saw it, said needed for vacuum or something like that. Like she needed the extra $100 for a vacuum. Ma'am, you're not fooling me. You're not fooling me. You're a snake. You're a manipulative, man-stealing snake. And I've never fell for your shit. I was nice to you because you're an old lady, but I've had enough. Period. I've had more than enough. You can keep talking about me. You can keep saying you've met him, you've seen his dick. I don't care. You look like a trashy whore. She lives in Washington State. She came all the way from Washington State 2 years ago, 3 years ago almost, and they're still talking about it. All the way to Virginia to try and sneak off with him into the sunset while I was at work. She has a story of how my kid went home and we went home because he was ignoring me or something. I listened to that part. I don't care. I don't care about your fake story time. I don't care about what you claim you did. I absolutely just don't care. And the more that
she said she thought this man was lonely.
That you make yourself look like a clown, I'm just gonna keep laughing at you and then calling out your nastiness. Because I mean, she looks like an old biker trick rode hard and put up.
So again,
I'm not even sweating. Like sometimes.
So again, PJ did this live before Paper Cut Tina did 2 lives. One live she read all the messages, and then the next live she went ahead and, well, you saw how she showed them. She attempted to show them the best she could in the second live. So PJ had heard the first live where Tina had read all of the messages, but the second live where Tina showed the messages came after this live.
I want to play too. Like, I see all these people that get to come up and just say what they want to say and get it all out, and I want to play too. We can go back and forth. Here's your content. Hey guys, I mentioned you. Dolly called her a fool several times. I know. I was there. I know. What can you do? She's literally like, and it's scary. It's really scary. That lady wants to wear my skin, and then she's like, I'm not jealous, and but she's using him for his money.
Night, Stevie
I'm
Lee.
using him for his money. Honey, please tell me how you really feel. Like, what is it that you want? Because that is so far from the truth. Anybody that actually knows me or watches us or watches me knows that I absolutely love that man. So for her to sit here and pretend like she knows, or like we were on and off in the beginning, or like I didn't care in the beginning, and it's just like, you don't know either of us. You know Dolly Vision. That's fine. I'll give you that. But you don't know me. You don't know what's in my heart. You don't know what I think, what I feel. You don't know me. She was the original Rose. Dolly was just being nice to her. She took it way out of context for sure. Exactly. And that's why I'm literally like, being nice doesn't work. I know he loves me, and I love him. And I'm not going anywhere. Just like they say, I'm not going anywhere. That was the other part of the clip I heard, is that I'm not going anywhere because I got everything and all the money and what? Yeah, I do work my butt off. I've got 10 minutes to go to work now. So I knew I should have started earlier than I started.
She's in love, and I truly hope, I truly hope that this man sowed all of his wild oats before he put the ring on her finger.
But I just wanted to like make sure that I don't say something that's too bad. I
personally don't trust men enough to believe that that's true, but you know, 1 in 1,000 can be different. So maybe he is that one.
I never set out to come up here and hurt somebody's feelings. Like, I don't want to crush your little dream world of how you had this fantasy world with Ollie somewhere. Like, I'm not mean on purpose. She needs to be put in her place. Yeah, no, I'm not God. Hey, Helena, I love you. You're the best. Thank you for being here, even when you're not feeling good. Excuse me. But yeah, that's just so cringe after all this time. Okay, be butthurt for a week. I mean, it's actually scary. Like, it really is scary that you're that invested and that upset. And then she's like, and I can't even chat in his chat. Why would you think about it, guys? Like, do you really think you should be entitled to still chat in the live stream after you've literally made up stories about how you fucked him? Really? No, it's just not happening. You're disrespectful as fuck. And when you're like that, you're disrespectful to him when you disrespect me. He chose me. He's with me. So therefore, you shouldn't be in the chat when you're disrespectful to me. I know, it's jealousy, right? And it looks so ugly. It's like when you corner a rat. So when this woman doesn't get her way and doesn't get to participate or doesn't get to be a part of whatever she thinks she was a part of, she gets cornered, and then she just turns into this like, well, PJ's this. I mean, I've never, like, I thought she was my mama for a second. She's up there on her stream just like yelling at me like I'm actually listening. Well, I just happened to be listening that time. God knows how many times she's done that. But, ma'am, like, I don't even know you. Who even are you, right? 5150. Somebody needs to take her there for real. Somebody that cares really needs to tell this lady, hey, look, you're embarrassing yourself. I have secondhand embarrassment, especially with some of the dances and the feet in the air and the feet. I can't. I've watched some of the videos. People have sent me some of the videos over time, and the dancing has just gotten more cringe. Like, she's got kids in the house. If her kids know she's up there dancing like that and don't.
I have never seen her dancing. I didn't scroll down on her videos to see if there were any there. I just wasn't. The thumbnail of her dancing was enough for me. I don't really need to see her dancing. Just that thumbnail that I showed you guys at the beginning. That was good.
Literally stop her. I would be like, if that was my mom, I would just, she makes herself look, she doesn't realize she makes herself look like a fool. It's like she's the most unaware person on the planet. And it's like, she just,
fun.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think everybody thought she was a fool. It seems like people really enjoyed this woman's channel. And they enjoyed her dancing, like they laughed. It made them happy. I don't know. I don't want to. I would die if it was my mother at the exact same thing. So I can relate to what PJ's saying. Oh, did she? Okay.
She's scary. The fact that she got on an airplane and went from one side of the country to the opposite side of the country to corner this man to try and meet her.
That's crazy.
When yesterday she said she wasn't invited. And it's true, she wasn't invited.
That's crazy.
Is she gonna come over here and skin me and put my skin on her face? Like, I'm seriously worried. I'm scared. This lady is a...
I mean, I don't know. I would have booked the flight. If the flight was non-refundable, I just wouldn't have made an arbitrary date and decided to use it as an excuse for when these people were going to throw a party that never happened. And I mean, I don't know. I would have gone to visit friends or family or gone to an island by myself, something.
Psychopath. I don't know. She's got and you know what? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. But
yeah, Pippi, drop
anybody
link.
that wants to just curiosity.
If you
look
can.
up histrionic personality disorder. And that is that woman to a T. It's the Johnny Depp's ex, her child, that lady. She's got the same personality disorder. It's like this desperate need for attention and like this unreal, I don't know. You'll have to look it up. But I still have 215 in the room and only 80 likes. You guys are mean. I came up here and just spoke from the heart today, and you guys are mean. Right? Elle Woods, I'm finally giving her attention. She's going to stroke out of excitement. I mean, they needed it, right? Apparently just, you know what, eventually now that I'm nice, I give you attention back, fine. You want me to say your name? Say my name. I'm not going to. But, yeah, that's the other one. The other one desperately wants me to say her name. I saw that clip too. I don't even look at her. She's like, I can't. That one is absolutely disgusting. That one is like, he ate my ass. And I'm just like, what? Okay. And nobody asks for receipts no more. That's the thing that actually really bothers me. It's like, these people can come up and say whatever they want to, and nobody, not one person in the chat is like, give me proof. Let me see your fucking hotel ticket. Just give me something. Like, prove it. Because they can't prove it. It's not true. Right, a restraining order is just a piece of paper. That's exactly it. You and Jimmy need to contact her. No, I don't want to contact the lady. I don't want to have nothing to do with her. And the more that you ignore her, the more she's...
You have a clue, what could that be? Tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous. But I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep racing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous. But I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. This life could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am well, I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level. They think that work is too stressful. I think that is essential. The grind is all in your mental. And I don't think you understand what I'll grow just to be in control of my life. So all the negativity, man, I don't really need a mask with all I've been through. I've been making changes for the ages. 5-10 year plans are contagious. I attack that shit, I'm tenacious. And if you ain't, get the fuck out of my way then. Got one life, I won't regret it. I will fight until I get it. I'll look back one day from heaven. Damn, I learned some lessons and say, damn, I have no questions. I have fun in every second in the journey.
Is this like that NoFX? Is that NoFX? She is not dancing to NoFX, is she really? Is she dancing to copyright-free NoFX? Same, Amzy. It is. It's somehow better and worse. Did you? Okay. Let's see. I've never seen Air Spinderella. I've seen air guitar. I've seen cat butt bongos. But Air Spinderella? No. She's Air DJ. No, she's pretty. She's got a great figure. And she does not look her age at all. I will give her every bit of that. But my God, Air Spinderella. Jeez. Yes.
PCT's makeshift DJ.
Okay. No. Oh my
All
god.
right. Let's go back to
How do I stop this?
TJ.
Okay.
She still
Thanks,
continues.
Timmy.
If you mention her, she still continues. It's just not, there's no, and then the paper, like I said, restraining order is a piece of paper that does absolutely nothing.
Oh
It just
my
literally
gosh.
just,
Hey,
there's no
Minnie.
winning here. So I gotta run. I got 4 minutes to get into work. If this stream goes to members only, it's only gonna be because my members need to have some kind of perk and they get really upset when I put it on that. So I've got my man I know. I've definitely won, Jenna. I have the man of my dreams. I love him and we are together.
Yes, I
I
know.
won. I definitely won. But I mean, I didn't even realize I was in a competition. So it's weird. It's weird as fuck to me. White boy talking to. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that dude. I don't watch his channel, if that's what you're talking about. Anyways. Did she buy the $100 bread basket? Huh?
Not a bread basket.
$100 bread basket? What?
You've got to be kidding. We cannot involve a bread basket. There's already a Maria and a Genevieve and now a bread basket. The parallels are uncanny. Not a bread basket.
I don't even know what that is. What $100 bread basket? She sent a $100 more money order to pay for her stuff that she got from the store one time, but he gave that to me and I ripped it up. I don't want her shit. That money order got ripped up like a couple months after he had it. But I don't know about no bread basket. I don't even know. Huh? Bread basket? What? Oh God. Anyways, you guys are the best. I gotta run. Catch you guys on the flip side.
Okay, now Paper Cut Tina's going to respond to this video, so let's watch that.
Good morning. Good morning. It's only about 8 in the morning here, but I went to bed earlier, and I feel like I need to set the record straight. First of all, hi, Mary Bingo. This shouldn't be too long. I'm talking kind of quiet. My daughter might be still asleep. This is the thing. First and foremost, if I was a scorned, jealous lady hag, as she likes to call me and many other older people, and I looked at
She's calling you that because you want her man. Because you're talking all kinds of crazy shit about her man still. So yeah, you're all kinds of old ladies, this is and that. And I hate to say it, I'm younger than you, and girl, we are both old. We are old. I'm almost 56. You're 64. We're old.
Sierra Queen Pin Clark's playlist. You guys should go over there and check it out. It's pretty amazing. I thought I saw all of her texts. How PJ, for the first 2 years, put down that poor man. Hi, Martin Rowe. So I'm talking about this because...
So Sierra Queen Pin Clark is a whole other part of this story, and I won't have time to really get to her part of it tonight. I'm going to play this video, then I'm probably going to stop for the night, and I'll do a part 2, and I'll play Sierra's part, and then the live that they did together last night in my part 2.
Well, it needs to be said. So if I was that upset about, the visit and all of this, wouldn't I have done all this and stuck up for myself and talked about this 2 years ago? Think about it.
I hope she
She's
is
the
just
one
me.
who was throwing my name in there and just had to put a thumbnail up of, it's supposed to be me and Sierra, which doesn't look like either of us at all. And then she proceeded at the end. Yeah, thank you, Dodie. Thank you. She proceeded at the end of her live to literally nearly beg me for receipts. Usually it's just an...
So she put a mean girl thumbnail up of 2 women that are constantly acting like they want her man. Aww.
denial and shove everything under the rug. No, she was like,
Sarcasm.
I want to see receipts. So that's what I did. Now, I read the messenger, but then some of her followers were harassing me to the point where I turned my comments off. And so I sent more receipts. Thank you, Dodie. Thank you. Yeah, enough is enough. It's ridiculous. She thinks she's had enough? Are you kidding? I have been stifled for 2.5 years. And for all I know, all the stress and anxiety of keeping things quiet for so long, we're not talking a few weeks or a few months, for a long time. Okay? hour talking on Messenger, and I think he does for the videos. Me, said it. I'm spilling more tea. Okay, the only other person I did anything like that with in my entire life was not Danny, but Dennis. And that's his new truck driver, and yeah, and lots of women that do that kind of thing. They want to do it. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Why should I be afraid? If you want to pay something, you want.
Remember?
I mean, think about it. You're asking for.
So you guys remember I played a second of this video a little while ago and how staticky awful it was? That's why it's a little bit hard to hear what she's saying, because I did everything I could to move the horrible static out of it, and this is what we're left with. So definitely the closed captions are going to be pretty important for part of this video. And I'd rather listen to this one than the original one, because the original one over on Paper Cut Tina's channel is torture. Like, if this gossip wasn't so juicy, I wouldn't have listened to this. And this was the very first video I listened to of this whole saga, was this one. And it's so good. This is the one where she talks about what he did with being the master of his domain and sucking her finger. She's going to say that here in a few minutes.
First with pictures and then it's videos. I mean, so it was fun while it lasted, and I'm fine today. I'm totally fine. I mean, if you look at I've been doing lives lately. I don't care about this anymore. I don't care. Okay, Jimmy's changed.
She doesn't care.
He's changed. He says he's the same person as Dolly Vision. He's not.
Did that woman in the last video sound like she didn't care? Didn't she say she loved him? Like, there was nothing about that last video that said, I don't care. Every bit of that video said she was still in love with him.
He is a different person.
Thanks, Pippi.
I mean, lots of people say he's changed. Team Rose typed it in my messenger yesterday and said he's changed. And we talked a little bit. She brought him up because of Ice. So, yeah, he's not the same person.
Oh, that's
okay?
why.
So let's see. Where was I going with this? So, any women out there? Lindsay, which is maybe Rock This Girl, I'm not quite sure. Miss.
Oh my God, a Lindsay with the bread rolls. A Maria, a Genevieve, a bread rolls, and a Lindsay. That's our bingo card. Why isn't she? Oh, here.
All right. Who else is there? Sierra. 3 different times. Me. 3 times in one visit. I gave you guys proof. I didn't take pictures, but yeah, my thumbnail is me taking a picture of myself to send to Jimmy. Big deal. I was down there. And this is the thing. Because he never was forthright and said they were on and off to me, why can't I continue being a friend and maybe more with him?
So now they were on and off. Now she's saying he wasn't forthright with her and telling her that they were on and off. Nowhere anywhere has anybody mentioned them being on and off, and I don't believe that gets mentioned again. And I think, again, you're making excuses for yourself for knowing that he had a girlfriend and not caring.
They weren't married. They weren't solid in his eyes.
In his eyes.
And it was only a very few months after they started dating.
So you just believe Paper Cut Tina, 61 years old, and you just think that this man was absolutely honest with you. That everything he said to you was true, that he wasn't just saying shit to get laid and all of that stuff, that he's just this little innocent man-child who, at the age of 51, is just too young to get married because he's just so innocent and sweet.
Think about it, you guys. They start dating, December 5th? She likes to say they're official.
He did, Crystal.
Okay, we got 1 month that goes by, January, then February, and the end of March. He reached out to me. WYP, what you doing? I mean, I was flattered, but I was mostly shocked. If I had any inkling he had a girlfriend, I mean, that's why I was so.
She was flattered and shocked that Dolly Vision reached out to her. Right here, it was like about the cloud. It was like almost like somebody famous. He played in a band. He had long hair. He was like this rock star, and he's reaching out to her. Christoph, I would feel more sorry for her if she was like 25 or 35, but not at 61. I think that there were enough signs that even if he was lying to her, there's still, it seems like to me, there were still plenty of signs saying that she knew he had a girlfriend.
Shocked because I figured he did. And out of what? Thousands of women or hundred or people that he knows or knows from the town even or what? I just figured he was kind of lonely.
He was kind of
But
lonely.
the thing is, he reeled me in. I mean, literally, kind of like I was a fish or something. He reeled me in. And this isn't bashing Jimmy. Okay?
That I do believe. I believe that, although I do believe that even if people can reel us in, that we have a responsibility to ourselves to recognize that as we get older and more mature. I mean, I'm sorry, but you should. Like, this man is a walking billboard of cheating. It took me 5 minutes of watching this video right here that we're watching now to know that he was just a cheater on everybody. Many I showed pictures. I know this is what they're fighting over. Right.
I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that was his character back then. And he liked to have control. Okay? When I did these little videos for him, he would tell me what he wanted me to do.
He was just a lonely man that liked to have control. And when I did those little dance videos for him, he would tell me what he liked and what he wanted. I do believe he definitely must have a controlling aspect in his nature.
I'm not making any of this up. I've never had a man tell me when he's pleasing himself to lick my fingers.
Pat! Okay, let's hear that again. I was like, that's what did it for me. Oh my God, love you. You're saying this live?
I'm not making any of this up. I've never had a man tell me when he's pleasing himself to lick my fingers. You know, I've never, ever had anyone
Yep, she said that.
do that. Yeah, we're both adults. So, you know, it was kind of neat or whatever. Now, I know, laugh emojis. Well, and he asked me to do something else too, but I don't want to embarrass him. I don't think what I've said so far has.
So, you won't say, I really want you to say the other thing, but you're not going to. But you think what you've said so far hasn't embarrassed this man? Do you know the world of lies that you're putting this man into right now and how his head is spinning, trying to keep his relationship together? But you don't want to cause him any trouble or embarrass him.
But I'm not going to say the other thing he asked me to do, and I was actually willing to do it. So, everything I stated about their relationship isn't made up, nothing like that, because I've been talking to someone, and I won't say who, but very, very, very close to him. So everything I said about their past, him having to change the locks, him feeling like he had to get her that ring, which he verbally fought against, you know, oh, now you're putting the pressure on me, blah, 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 okay? She can think they're happily engaged. And in fact, after all this weirdness for 3 days, maybe they really, really are now. I don't know. If he's happy, honestly, if he is happy.
She is in such denial about these two being engaged. She is in such freaking denial, but she doesn't have any feelings for him anymore.
Happy
more of the time than not, because I know all relationships have problems. Yeah, I saw the messages.
Black roses.
I mean, they're just talking along, and then Sierra's like, what? Why are you mad at him or whatever? And she's like, oh, why are you asking so much? It seems like you're just waiting on the side to be with him again. That shocked me. She knows she's insecure, and that's the way it goes.
Minnie, what does that
But
mean?
again, if he's happy, if they're happy 75% of the time, let's say, and 25 they have problems, and she could tell this and get flame or repeat, or give her the cold shoulder, like in the past. Okay? Well, then that's good, isn't it? That's good. So, yeah. I was curious if she wrote a post about me or even see her. And she did. And I read all the comments. And I understand getting the issues they're getting too much in the beginning.
Not that I'm aware of, Justin.
And she found her perfect YouTuber. She was a mom for
Not that I'm aware of. And what's really funny is last night when I was watching, the Sierra and PCT video they did together, they asked him to say something late on one of his next late night lives, to ask him to do or say something that would show them that he had seen it. And I can't remember what that was. Yeah, Gypsy, I agree.
for a while. What was the name of the kitchen for before? And then whatever this guy's name is. Thank you so much. What is it? Not Amin, but whatever. It was the one I believe was married, and she saw him for a while. And then let's not forget, before all that, her husband moved out while she was at work. She admitted that to Sierra.
This is so mean the way you put this.
I saw that last night in text. I was not planning on doing another lie. But was
shaming her for her husband moving out during the day while she was at work. And she's shaming this woman and shaming PJ. Hey, Health. Just me, exactly. That is exactly what the frick is going on. You ain't never lied, and I hate it too. And I hate it too. He is just gaslighting the frick out of all of them. Health, hello. I guess there I see right there. If you said it before, I'm sorry.
Yesterday, talking about you. No. I'm moving on to how I feel about artists in the Minnesota culture. And I think it's extremely important. And I think it's amazing that so many people are out there in this really cold weather, which you Southerners are getting a taste of. And they were in front of the Hilton Suites, where these ICE agents were trying to sue, and they were relentless on making this in any way they could. And it was really intense, very slow though. It wasn't storming. And then a police really angry. They were, unless someone out there like her says something about.
She did. I do remember she does think that Dolly's changed because of his views on what's going on in Minnesota, I guess. But otherwise, she sounds completely still in love with him.
Again, I really don't believe I'm going to address this again. But if I do, I have my right.
Lauren Marie?
And I have no regrets because I've been heard. And I feel validated now for my truth. Okay, so to BHB, Rock This Girl, Sierra, myself, Nissa.
When it gets really hard to hear, that's where all of that loud noise and friction was in the other video that I had to try to get rid of. And it was so bad. The sound, it was so bad.
And even possibly someone he could be video chatting, if you know what I mean, or whatever now. It's a pattern. He is a player, or he was. Maybe he isn't anymore. Maybe he's doing those things you do when you grow up, building things, adding things, he fixed up his house, he did all these things.
I doubt
I don't honestly believe, I'm just going to say this, I don't honestly believe if he didn't have his heart attack, he would have let her just live there. serial cheaters, this Mary Jane Doe. Well, this is the thing.
So now you say if he didn't, and that's horrible that he had a heart attack, but now you're saying if he didn't have a heart attack, he would have kicked her to the curb? He only kept her around to take care of him? I mean, no, I cannot. You would be every kind of old ass trashy hoe to me if I was PJ. And apparently people don't like PJ. And I haven't seen any sides of her in this community, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, this is bad. This is so bad how you're handling this paper cut, Tina.
He just wasn't forthright with me.
It's really gross.
And on top of him, until a year ago, you guys. Think about that. Think about that. There's a little more tea for you. 3 months after we started dating, he stayed in touch with me all the way.
3 months after they started dating, he stayed in touch with me all the way. It's not.
So, she can think that it was some little way down deep in her soul, 2 month fling. Or
it stopped doing the captions. Let me read what it said. Because you couldn't really hear what it said. He wasn't just forthright, Let me see. Let's do this. And I talked to him to clear it up until a year ago. You guys, she talked to him until a year ago. You guys think about that. Here's a little more tea, she says, for you. And now it says 3 months after they started dating, he stayed in touch with me all the way until a year later when he gave me the burner phone number, fax. Okay, stop. All right, I'm going to rewind and play that part again with the volume, but I just wanted to read it out loud because that's really important to the story.
He just wasn't forthright with me. And on top of him, until a year ago, you guys. Think about that. Think about that. There's a little more tea for you. 3 months after we started dating, he stayed in touch with me all the way until last year.
All the way from 3 months after they started dating, he stayed in touch with me all the way till last year when he gave me the burner phone.
She can think that it was some little way down deep in her soul, 2 month fling, or, talking to each other on Messenger.
But now she's disparaging him. So you can think it was all something deep in your soul 2 months later after you talked to him on Messenger.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he was doing 7 months ago, but she can think that. No, we stayed friends. And honestly, because we haven't talked now in a year and going on a month, I've been fine. Haven't you guys been seeing me dance and do my videos and continue with my channel? Well, he was waiting to see if things would die down and I could come back over because that's what he typed to me in Messenger. He said, keep doing you. Just keep doing your channel. So he's aware I had a channel. He just wanted me to be happy too. But he knew, and I knew, that if this got out, it'd be pretty much held to. And Destiny Rose couldn't keep her mouth shut. So it is what it is. Now, I'm too busy anyway to sit really in anybody's chat. I don't sit around in chats like so many YouTube people do. I mean, really, I don't have time for it. I'll have time to say hi or something. Even at Sierra's, ask Sierra. I haven't been over to her live in over a month. Sierra's a good friend of mine. So anyway, so there you go. They've been together 3 years, right? In December. Well, I've been in contact with him and him with me, and making videos and just trying to keep him so-called happy. For, I would say, 3 years? No, 2 years is what I'm talking about. 2 years minus 3 months. So that's 24 months, 23, 21 months. It's facts. Just saying. So anyway, you guys, none of us thought she would ever leave. She's not going to leave. She's got it too good. I'll say it again. He's her money card. he just hands over his card to her.
She's got it too good. This man is sleeping with other women while they're together, but she's got it too good. He just hands over his money card. He's just a big old money card to her. You're so disparaging.
Why word it like that? That was in text too. I forgot all these things, but some of these texts were new. That Sierra, Queen Pin Clark, posted.
Her name is Papercut
For
Tina.
her, he treated her like, after kind of the first time apparently, like he didn't even know her. That had to really hurt. Me? Literally typed in my messenger. And you come back in 3 weeks. Not. I mean, really, to Virginia. Not. Oh, when do you think I can see you? Oh, wow. One thing. You typed that. Thank you. I'm basically not thinking. The other reason I just didn't get
Yeah, right, Minnie?
telling you it's now without showing my face is for one, it's 8 in the morning. And I just wanted to get it done and over with.
Why is she working? And she does work full time. Plus, these crowns, these $4 Temu crowns that she's selling are not through a website of her own, they're through Dolly's website. Which makes sense why it would be. I'm not, I'm just like, they're working as a team, as a couple, and the money's, that website was his before they got together, kind of thing.
So hopefully this is the end of talking about it. You notice that
Not.
Jimmy has never all on his turtles in a chat and rules of PJ. He doesn't address it, does he?
He doesn't address it, she says.
Okay. He's kind of aggressive, right? You know, a little bit at her, but not saying me. He never addressed me. That's because I know in my heart he did anything.
He's never addressed. She just said he's never addressed me because I know in his heart he genuinely cares. He genuinely liked me and was genuinely attracted to me. He was genuinely attracted to you, and I guess he did like you. He had you as his co-host for a minute. But you're thinking ass backwards on that. Her name is Papercut Tina.
I want to tell you, again, if you address it, I was just another life, and she gets me. I can go to my way. The static.
Bullhorn Betty was like at the very, very, very beginning. They might not have even been official at the Bullhorn Betty point. Like at this point, they'd been official for 3 months when Papercut Tina and him hooked up. But I think Bullhorn Betty was like right on that cusp. Gross.
Oh, something rubbing a bone. How long have you not been able to hear me? MS0426.
In person.
Oh.
She flew from Washington to Virginia.
My hand was on the speaker. Was it the whole time or part of the time? Can you hear me now? I'm done anyway, you guys. Can you hear me?
Now. She is finally, after all this time, about to fix the problem that was so bad that you guys, luckily didn't have to hear.
Mary Jane Doe, was I okay in the beginning? Or was the whole thing like this? It's a good, well, off and on, yes. Okay. Can you hear me now? Now it stopped. Oh my God, I can imagine. Was it the whole thing? Because I had my
She had her hand on the freaking speaker the whole time.
Could you hear me though? Could you hear what I was saying?
No, we couldn't. It was awful
From the beginning. Oh my goodness gracious.
It was a damn nightmare.
Maybe I'll have to do another live and repeat all of it. Because I just...
She will. She'll do another one.
So listen.
We're going to cover that one, and then I'm going to end.
You heard most of it? Okay. Angie May says no, couldn't.
She's going to do one more live on this that's not as long. And I'm going to cover that one too, and then we're going to end for the night. And then I'll be back with the part 2. So this we've just got about Oh, about 7 or 8 more minutes. I think.
Okay, well, I'm going to end this now and see how crackly sounding it was. But again, you know, us older women that are in his chat, we don't deserve to be treated badly or called an old lady.
Oh,
Okay,
you are old.
intermediately.
I'm old
Okay, thanks, you
too.
guys. Well, if I have to do another one, I'll wait until my daughter is fully awake. So it'll be in a little while if I have to do it.
And if you slept with my man, you'd be so old I'd have your ass on a walker with a foot in the grave. Like with the story. Like you can be all kinds of old if you're fucking around with somebody's man.
Another one. Give a summary now. Oh my gosh, no, it's just, I don't know. Not even as, I know.
Oh my
I know.
God,
So there you go.
Christoph. It's awful.
Was it crackly, but you could understand my words? That's what I need to know. Could you understand my words?
Enough.
I'm doing this because she made a post on me, and I'm letting her know that these last 2 lives I did. Okay, good. Thank you, Martin. The last 2 lives I did were in direct response to her asking for receipts. You don't think I couldn't have given these receipts last month, this past summer, 6 months before that, and beyond? She asked for it, you guys. Good grief. All right. Now for some truth is truth. Yeah. I mean, you know. Yeah, if she wants receipts, she should ask him. It's hers. Well, that's what I said when she was harassing me on Queen Bee's panel that time. I said, ask Jimmy. She hated it when I called him Jimmy. It's like, no, he's Dolly. Jimmy is just too close, or whatever she said. I don't know. But when I said she hated me,
But yeah, once you fuck the man, you kind of feel like calling him Jimmy, don't ya?
way, way back when I was on his panels, she typed that in Sierra's text. In fact, there was a screenshot of me and who are the other people? Luna and 2 other people. One didn't look that familiar. Oh, and then Jimmy is standing up with his blunt in his hand, the avatar. And she says, I hate them all. Okay, this is how kind of nutty she was. And I wasn't even aware when I was on her panel or on his panel. I didn't know.
Hates all the women
I
flirting
didn't
with
know
him?
she was watching like that. I didn't know she hated me. I knew she was bothered that I wanted to come to Summer's memorial.
Oh my gosh.
But I just ignored her letter telling me what to do when everyone else could go.
You didn't know she hated you, even though even though you're talking about how you went to Virginia and oh my gosh. Stop.
So the whole thing
Can't be
is
that
weird and it's in the
naive.
past. And again, I just want him to be happy because he does deserve that. Do I agree with his antics on the protests? Like you Southerners say, or whoever's listening, hell to the nah, nah, nah. I never heard that before.
Is that what Southerners say?
Yeah, insecure is an understatement.
Do Southerners say hell to the no, no, no? Not aware of this.
But she could better things in her life. Doesn't have to be a man, but you know, some women have to have a man. Actually, when I was in my 40s, I had to have a man, and 30s, and 20s. I always had to have a man. You know, a boyfriend, a man, something. You know, and that's why I covered there's codependence and there's interdependence. And I fully believe from what I've heard, seen, the interactions, you know, on his lives in the past when she's sitting there and looking at him and not laughing at his jokes, whatever, you know, him trying to be funny, that they're codependent on each other. And that's not healthy. It's actually considered an unhealthy thing to be codependent. You know?
Now you're going to diagnose them as codependent. But you're not jealous. Not at all. You're not still in love with him. Not at all.
There's groups out there called Codependency No More, like AA. It's crazy. Look it up if you don't believe me. All right, this has been 32 minutes. Bev couldn't stand to watch and be accused of being garbage. I hope you weren't called garbage. Gosh, MS0426. It's just, you know, I have noticed, though, lately, well, kind of since the so-called engagement ring thing, I've noticed that she's
tapered down.
The so-called engagement ring thing. But now that she's got that so-called thing, she's tapered down people on attacking.
On attacking the women in chat. I have noticed that compared to 2 years ago. Okay. These are things that I experienced myself and saw. And, you know, if Jimmy's going to cheat on her and stay friends with people, he should at least come clean. But she believes she's engaged. And, you know, they have weapons in that house. I mean, I don't, you know, I mean, it's a scary situation.
Night,
It used to
Black
be very volatile.
Roses.
Maybe it's not
Or
anymore.
Kristoff,
I don't know.
who was leaving.
But I wish Jimmy the best. And I'll end saying again, this all came about because she wanted
Night, Kristoff, thanks.
receipts. So I gave them. She was taunting me in her members only live with me and Sierra on her thumb. This is why. But I'm okay. I'm not. I don't. I mean, I haven't cried over not being over there in 2 years. I mean, really, I haven't.
Guess
The last
what?
time
She cried like a baby last night on Sierra's live. She cried and cried and cried.
I cried over not being over there was 2 times when I just couldn't help it. And I was like, please, please, let me come back at least in chat. The longer I'm away, the worse it's going to be for me. And then when November and December, because he said, give it through the holiday. I thought that'd be Thanksgiving. And then Christmas rolled around and we were still talking on Messenger. I wasn't harassing him. I wasn't even contacting him every week about it. I wasn't like, oh, come on, it's been 2 more days. Nothing like that. But 2 times I was crying because I just missed the whole thing of being over there, you know? But I was the one that walked away in the middle of January 2 years ago. She tried to say again on this recent post that he told me I couldn't come back. He never did, you guys. He thought it would just all die down, you know?
Okay, so clearly Jimmy Dolly Vision told PJ what she wanted to hear and said that she told you that. Told her that he told you that. But you have to be like this so-called, no, he didn't, PJ, and I'm going to prove it to you. We're going to have a girl fight because he's just an innocent little man-child that was lonely.
That's what he does. He's non-confrontational in that way.
He's
So, I'm gonna
non-confrontational.
go listen back to this. And if I have to,
He's non-confrontational in that way, which means he chooses just to let the women, like who was it here that said that? Just, you know, sit back and let the women fight over you while you do nothing but gaslight them.
do another one to get some points across, I will, but it'll be a little later. Thanks, everyone. My voice was kind of low because my daughter was sleeping. Thank you. Thank you, Keith. Keith Hutesy. Thank you so much. All right, you guys. Again, this wasn't planned either, but she has to make up continuous lies about me. You know, throws in her,
Right,
little, oh, I
Minnie?
don't care. Her and Sierra, or whatever she said in these comments over on her post just yesterday or today even, saying that it's a lie and it's
Yes,
fantasy land.
Justine.
Or how did she word it? Made up fantasy land, whatever.
Exactly, both Minnie and just me. Exactly, both of you.
Okay. When you're so addicted to a person like she is with him and controlling, and you have to have what you have to have at all costs, I didn't expect her to leave, you guys.
Yes,
I
you
didn't.
did.
None of us did.
You wanted her to.
So now they're at the point, I guess, where she feels she needs him, he needs her. And I guess that's a good place to be, right? All right. Thanks for everyone being here. And yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Bye.
Let me see how long this next video is. I'm kind of tired, but let me see. try. Let me see. I have to go back to Paper Cut Tina. How long was her last video? Okay, it's only 18 minutes. So let's go ahead and do this one. And then the next time I come back, we'll delve into the Sierra part of it. And then I will play the video of her and Sierra together. Yes, she does. I agree. She sounds addicted. Okay, so now, because of all the fuzziness that she had the day before, she decided to do one last video. So let's this one's 18 minutes. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Let's see, speed. Oh, there it is.
Hello, I'll wait for the first person to hop in. This shouldn't be a long video.
Thank
I'm
you.
waiting because I want to know if my sound is okay, if I'm glitching. I'm in the living room. So I still feel like I have to whisper, but all right. All right, before it starts glitching, I'm just gonna have to repeat a few things. I am doing this because I got comments, not in this last one I did on this fiasco the last 3 days, because I had the comments turned off, clear back in another one. So, and then I got some comments in Messenger. So I listened back and it was really, really muffled on 2 or 3 different little sections. And I'm going to repeat them here so that it's very clear and that I can feel validated with my entire truth.
That's fair.
Okay, so
That's absolutely fair. You do deserve
Jimmy
to
reached
feel
out to me
you've had your
WandaVision,
say.
the end of March in 2023. We continue talking a lot, every week, every month, through up to August 2024. That is a year and 5 months. August 2024 is when I took the trip to Virginia. So of course, after talking to him on Messenger, sending videos and pics, first it was pics, then it ended up being videos. Of course, after a year and 5 months, I would want to meet the man. So in my eyes, this wasn't a little fling thing, okay? I didn't really think I'd really ever probably see.
Are you saying that you met him up with him in August of 2024? Because PJ was with him in December of 2022 or 2023. So it was way more than 3 months that she was with him. I'm confused now on this timeline. I feel like I've missed something. Let's continue. I don't know why I'm confused yet.
Him again after Virginia, but I was hopeful. You know, I was hopeful. And he did.
I thought that they probably knew each other for a little while, and then 3 months after him and PJ got together officially, then she went to Virginia, is what I thought. But now she's making it sound like it was. Okay, let's listen.
He asked me if I could come back in a couple of weeks. I giggled and said, well, I don't have the money right now, but yeah, someday. So anyway, that was the plan back then.
So you wanted to see her right away. Again.
So after August, even though it was leaked, he was willing to stay in touch with me. Hi, Martin. These are just facts.
He was willing?
He was worried, scared, upset.
He was willing to stay in touch with you? You should be you willing to stay in touch with him. You should be the one in control. You are the adult with the man-child. You're the third party. You should be able to. Oh my gosh.
But we stayed in touch. Not as much. Okay, not as much. Maybe like once a week or something like that. And that was for the next 4 months. The next 4 months after I got back from his birthday down there in Virginia, we stayed in touch. And that was until 2025 of December. I
Oh.
looked the dates up on my messenger.
So just this.
And when I showed our conversation,
I thought this stuff was so much earlier than it was. Holy crap. So just up until this past December, they stayed in touch. Right, Black Roses? I know, I got thrown off. I was a little thrown off too. But what this sounds like now, and you're hearing it with me, like, we're hearing confusing, we're hearing her change her story a little bit. But this just seems, I don't think she's lying. There's something lost in translation here. But August of 2024, they hooked up and she spoke to him until December of 2025. When did he give her the burner phone? She said she only used the burner phone once, though, and that was about some Christmas thing. So that would have had to have been in 2024. Or no, that would have been in December 2025 when she messaged him on the burner phone about some toys for some child.
in Messenger, everything's backwards from one iPad to another, but it literally said August. If you go look at it and read it, those of you that are doubting, it says backwards August 23rd, I believe it was. Let's see. I left on a Thursday. I got there on a Friday, in which his birthday is August 23rd, isn't it? So anyway,
Jeez.
I might have been flying
So
on his
creepy.
birthday and saw him the next day. I'm not sure. So the point of the video is it was very muffled in certain parts, and that's pretty important, you guys. So obviously he liked me. Obviously he found me attractive, even though I was older than him. Obviously,
Him and PJ official December of 2023. Her and PCT and Dolly hook up August of 2024. But you didn't realize they were new, and you've had 20 different excuses for why you thought it was okay to hook up with him.
he cared for me. Okay? He wanted to continue talking with me, and I did. And I did. Went ahead and we, I sent him a few more videos.
Seems
So
like it should
I'm
all be a
saying
year
this
earlier, but I
because
guess not.
I didn't even realize it till I added up these months just now, but it's 1 year plus 5 months, and then 4 more months, which does equal not 2 years, but 21 months of constant contact in Messenger and being his friend, you guys.
No, that's a lie.
I mean, geez.
You're lying. You didn't have constant contact in Messenger. Once he sent you the burner phone, you guys stopped contact, you said, up until you messaged him the one message about the child at Christmas. So from the time that he gave you the burner phone, you guys didn't even really talk. You didn't keep in constant contact on Messenger. That's a lie.
All the way up to while I was on his panel. Yeah. And then, or no, I got back, things got leaked, and I didn't get to go on his panel again. No, I did go on his panel. I got back in August, of course, and I was up on his panel.
Things got leaked because it's not like he had a girlfriend or anything for things to get leaked, and then he wouldn't let you on his panel because
September, probably every single evening, and October. And my
Yep,
last
Minnie.
time ended up being Halloween because it was sometime in early
You were
or late
pacified.
October, or no, the very beginning of November, that things got leaked out. Okay? And that's why he said, let's wait through the holiday. You can come, let things die down, wait for the holiday to go by. So I did. And then Christmas came, and then New Year's came, and we were in contact.
And then 2025 came.
And about every week or 10 days, I'd be like, can I at least come and chat? Or can I go to your other channel and talk?
So you're messaging him and asking him if you can come in and chat every week to 10 days? What the? If you have to keep messaging somebody if you can come in? My God. Signs everywhere. There's signs.
And he said to me, you made PJ real mad or something like that. And,
yeah.
And he was upset. He wasn't all, happy-go-lucky with me.
Oh my God, now you're going to play victim to PJ being upset? You're going to act like him and you are the victims because PJ's upset? PJ, how dare you be upset? I mean, are you freaking, how is this woman? Yeah, black roses.
For one of the times that we talked on there, he wasn't mean, but he just said, you made PJ real mad. That's what he said, real mad.
Real mad.
And I typed, I'm sorry.
I bet you did.
I told Maria G because she paid for my lodging.
Hey,
and
silent protocol.
I didn't mean for any of this to happen. And he could have said, I'm never going to speak to you again, and blah, 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 and this and that, and just written me off like he's done other women, you guys. And he didn't. He was nice. I said, are we still okay?
So you just said he could have written you off like he's done other women? I cannot. What kind of... This man has got you. This man is not worth the panty dropping you were all doing for him.
And, he's busy. He didn't get back right away. So, of course, I'm thinking, oh, God,
Minnie?
he's really mad. And then I'd be like, can you just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Anything, Jimmy. And he gave me a thumbs up. It was not down. Would I have been able to keep dancing and happy-go-lucky?
He gave you a thumbs up, not down, so that had to be a sign, guys. It was a thumbs up. A thumbs up can mean a million things. It can just be a polite damn thumbs up. A trip. Yeah, she's a trip, all right.
On my channel all those weeks and days after, if he was pissed at me? No. In fact, I probably would have closed my whole channel down and just been embarrassed. And the other thing is, Jimmy's used to this kind of stuff.
So if he was mad at you for coming, you would have been embarrassed and shut your channel down. I cannot see you just...
Right? Dealing with it with Missa, trying to keep the dog, and that kind of thing.
I don't know this dog situation at all. Yeah, I am not familiar with it at all. So if anybody knows anything about the dog situation and wants to provide some details, that'd be great.
So he's been through stuff before. When Mary Jane Doe typed and 7 months ago, and I was counting back, that's May. So it was either May or June, sometime this past summer that Sierra did see him.
Apparently there is,
And that's just
Minnie.
facts. She sent me a picture.
And guess what, Minnie? Apparently there is, but his anaconda don't want none unless you... I couldn't help it.
Of being right down there in that area, and that picture that she posted of being in his bathroom, and I mean, there's just reality out there. So the facts are that our stories aren't lies, you guys.
It can,
They're
Rainbow.
not lies. They're our truth and our reality.
It absolutely can mean that in some cases. It can mean fuck you. It can just also be okay. It could also just be an ignorant mark to pacify some. I mean, yeah. It could have been.
And this is the thing. I'm just going to end with this.
Black Roses.
Okay. Thank you, creatively inspired. Yeah, I mean, I'm just coming clean with all of it,
Thanks,
and
Pippi.
people sending pics and sending videos to people.
Is that this person named Missa? Because he cheated on Missa with Sierra, and he also cheated on PJ with Sierra, I think.
I mean, I seriously, I was really nervous the very first time I did anything like that. And it was only a little darn flip phone, a different one that I had back with a boyfriend that I had named Dennis. And we went out for 4 years, and he was a truck driver. Well, he lived in Kent,
No way.
near Seattle, would travel here to see me and this kind of thing. He had 2 little girls.
Minnie, are you kidding me? You did not read that Rainbow's XO. That's funny, because XO can't stand me. Oh my god, I had to mute and choke that one out. That's so funny. Rainbow is rainbow, for fuck's sake. But okay, people.
And then he was moving to Idaho. First, he wanted me to move to Kent, and I knew I wasn't going to uproot Shaylin, while she's in school and all this, because I was 8 years with Darren.
I don't know what she's Idaho. What?
And this was 4 years before that. So we're looking
Oh, she's talking about her past.
at, and then 3. Oh my gosh, we're looking at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years ago. Good grief. Yeah, that makes sense. That does
They
make
do,
sense,
Minnie.
because I was 51, and I'll be 64 in June.
That's
Yeah,
so
when I
funny.
was with Dennis. And he asked me to do
XO
that. and I
cannot
was just
stand
like,
me.
well, for your eyes only, and this kind of deal. So nobody.
I'd like to think Rainbow adores me, and XO cannot stand me. So it would just be impossible so impossible.
had asked me to do that. Of course, there's no reason for Darren to ask me, because we were seeing each other, So I just want to say this, okay? I just want to make sure I say the right thing in this kind of deal. And hopefully we're all done with all this craziness between my last video a little while ago here and this one. He denied BHB, by saying, I can't remember what I did 4 days ago or 4 weeks ago or whatever.
He
He
denied
hasn't publicly.
he denied Bullhorn Betty. That's funny. And clearly nobody believes him. Sadly, PJ might, but oh, Rainbow, that's right. They all call you a cooch simp. XO would probably rather cut out her eyeballs.
Denied me or Sierra. He hasn't. And that's because he's seen Sierra 3 times since, I believe, 2022. And you already know the history that he and I had on Messenger, and then in person, finally, 2 years ago. So this was not, okay? This was not some little fling thing. And then he got, just like dumped my ass as a friend or even a.
It wasn't some little fling thing. Honestly, to categorize it as a fling would be a compliment. It was a romp. It was exactly what you described it as in those text messages. You got together for a Coke and a poke. Or as you called it, a romp. There was nothing more than that to it. You have read way too much into it and didn't see any of the signs of him being like a big ass cheater.
Person that he cared about or was even attracted to.
Thanks,
when
Minnie.
we got back. And even after the shit hit the fan.
No,
he was
Rainbow.
willing to keep things going. Clear up until 1 year ago. So if Jimmy denies this on a live, which I don't really think he'll do, we have a little bit in common, not really the horror, but, he knows somebody with special needs, and my son is special needs. And,
He knows, did she just say?
We
have something in common. He knows somebody with special needs, and my son has special needs. It's amazing for any mom taking care of special needs children. I mean, you are a whole other kind of superhero I can't even fathom. But it's the first part of what you said that I've got issue with.
Neither of us are in our 20s or 30s or even 40s. And now we have in common, we both had probably a stress-induced heart attack. Maybe his was stress-induced. I don't know. But we had to keep things bottled in.
So now you're going to compare your heart attacks with each other, that you both had to keep things bottled in. About what? About the romp? I can't believe you just compared him knowing somebody that's special needs to you having a child that's special needs. And now you're saying, well, you had a heart attack exactly like 1 year after he had a heart attack. And yours was stress-induced. So maybe his was because, you both, keep things bottled up. This is so offensive to his fiance.
So I hope he doesn't deny me and what we had and our friendship. But if he does, I'm telling you, it's a lie. And I'm telling you that she put him up to it because he would much rather not say anything. And
yeah,
maybe not now. Maybe he hates my guts now. I don't know. But he understands the internet, and he also knows that it takes two. And he also knows that he reached out to me first. I didn't even know what flipping DMs were. I didn't even know that meant with Messenger. I didn't even know what WYD meant. What you doing? I had to type him back, and I was LOL. What does that mean? The whole thing was a good time for me. I believe a good time for him. I think honestly, he was kind of lonely back then, and being up all night then, and her not even living there then at that time. I think he was lonely.
And here you come to save the day. I mean, again, I have no words, but I have a lot of words.
And I adored Jimmy, and I was falling for him, and everybody knew it and saw it, but I also thought he was single. All right, enough of that. I'm kind of
falling for him. You actually said in your last live that you were in love with him. So you had more than fallen for him. You were already in love with him.
Tired. I need to have some coffee. And I'm going to end this, you guys.
Yeah, Minnie.
if anyone's in chat.
I
All right,
agree.
thanks you guys. Thanks for coming in. All right. So have a great day, and I'm going to have a regular show of what's going on in Minnesota, but I don't just stream the protest.
Okay, that is it for now. She does say a little bit more about it, and I definitely want to play that for you guys. But since it's on Sierra's channel, I want to fill you guys in on the whole Sierra side of it too, because once I started digging into that, that also had its own juiciness. So we're gonna come back for part 2. I don't know if it'll be this weekend. I'll do my Traders Live before I do part 2 of this. So it'll probably be during the week next week that I do part 2. Yeah. So, I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and letting me take you on this ride of craziness, of cheating scandals, and women that are old enough that they should know better, like that, like somebody at that age should be able to clearly see the signs and not be so victimy. Oh my goodness. Me too, Minnie. I'm not going to say anything at all, and no spoilers, but this week was a very good episode. I was expecting more though. So it was great, but it wasn't the best ever. I think last week was better. But anyway, Alan Cummings just built my expectations too high, I think. Okay, you guys, mods, thank you so much. Everybody, you guys, again, thank you for hanging out and watching this. And you guys have a great night. Bye.